Just getting January PPI data coming through on a year-over-year basis, 3.5% against a 3.3 forecast. So again, the headline number there, year-over-year actual 3.5% for the producer price index versus 3.3 expected. Core PPI month over month, 0.3 to the upside. The forecast in line with expectations, 0.3. Core PPI year-over-year, 3.6%. A little bit of an uptick there as well versus 3.3 expected. There it is right there. Core 3%, PPI month over month 0.4. We also get initial jobless claims. Those come into the downside a little bit here. 213,000 versus 215,000 expected. 1.85 million continuing claims. A little bit of a downtick there. 1.875 expected on the continuing claims. Lots of things to keep an eye on this morning. SMCI not really moving on that. Initial move to the upside here for the overall market, reversing right now. We are green, which is good to see coming off what happened initially this morning. What a recovery, though, for the Nasdaq all day long off that CPI. It was just a steady march higher. They bought the dip, definitely, with both hands yesterday. What a recovery for individual stocks. We'll get into a few of them coming up here. But again, if you missed it, PPI coming in a little bit higher than expected there. 2 prints in a row here, inflation-wise, to the upside.
I wonder if it had something to do with the testimony he had yesterday on Capitol Hill, Brendo, because he was really trying to pound the desk, say we think we have it under control. It's not perfect yet, but we're on the right path. So obviously we got a bit of a higher print yesterday with tariffs in focus. So we'll have to see if that rebounds today. Lots to talk about. Reddit in focus. They reported Tesla again selling off aggressively into the open, into the close yesterday, and then Robinhood continues to benefit from retail investment or into crypto, and then Intel and Taiwan Semi, interesting duo there. I don't know how to feel about that one.
Yeah, we'll see what the price does or price says this morning as far as the overall market reaction on INTC. I mean, you have to say there's never a dull moment with Elon and Tesla. How that recovers today or does not remains to be seen, whether the sell-off continues. Again, if you're just joining a little bit late here, PPI, January PPI just coming in there, producer price index, 0.4% on the month-over-month number versus 0.3 over here expected. 213,000, meanwhile, initial jobless claims, 215 were expected there. Core PPI, also a little bit of an uptick on the year-over-year number, 3.6% versus 3.5% expected there. So 2 days in a row, again, inflation data coming in the wrong direction. You just mentioned Reddit there. Wow, what a move down after the close yesterday. We get a little bit of a gap back to $200. I mean, it's pretty impressive regardless that this thing is still hovering around that $200 mark. Tesla, as I was mentioning, downtick here on this number. But yeah, nice recovery. Got absolutely cracked, as you mentioned, into the close yesterday. But nice recovery here. We're back to basically highs from yesterday's session. We got quite the snowfall overnight and into the morning here. Man, oh man. City's still digging out around here. Everyone, I mean, most of us made it in. Okay. It was a pretty interesting drive. I mean, there was a TTC bus halfway across the road on my way in, like beached on, like it wasn't even stuck. It was just beached on top of a huge snowbank.
Speaking of Tesla, I saw a Model 3 stuck, and I was like, should I help? I don't know if I feel about that. It's perfect snowball weather, though. So I got Obi in my sights today, Brent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going after Obi.
Yeah, Neil with a day off today. Obi's in. Good morning, guys.
Obi, I want to make sure Obi's okay here. Yeah. No, but Neil, I was saying he was getting delivery or something today. He put in our chat anyway, so he was sort of took the day off and then doesn't have to suffer through all of this. But it's
absolutely. What? How deep snow did you get around?
Like up to about up to my knee.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So how many inches?
So, some of the trucks hadn't come
inches?
around. Yeah, I was almost up to my knee. I was
yeah. So quite.
Pull out the long boots for today.
Yeah, you woke up. It's like I had to dig the car out, and you got to get out, and then the snowplow puts like a little wall across your yard because of the street and how it all.
Yeah. I mean, once we got it off onto the main road, it was fine.
I mean, we got the snow tires there. We're trying to blast through it, but fun moments here. I'm wearing my snow boots. I'm wearing the Uggs, the snow boots there right now. We're ready to go though. Yeah, thanks for filling in for Neil. It should be a great time. You've been on. You've had a couple great trades. I think you were looking at Intel. I think a couple days ago.
Intel. I think I'm still watching Intel for today, but a lot of earnings names on watch as well. So I'm gonna be maybe indulging in some of those. We got Cisco.
Yeah.
We got some
Reddit was
Datadog.
down.
We got Reddit. We got Hood. I really like Hood. But yeah,
I like what Tesla's trying to do right now. Tesla's actually, here we go. We got Tesla on.
Interesting. Did you hear the news this morning?
What news this morning?
400 million.
Can you take a look at that?
Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? 400 million government contract.
Oh, yeah.
Electric.
I saw that last night.
Armored
I saw that last night.
Yeah.
They're going to be throwing down some armored Cybertrucks.
Yeah, it's going to be
So I saw that come through last night on Twitter. And I was going to retweet it, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this actually even real? Like, is this actually what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, so this is what's happening. Can you take a look at that? Like now, not only in charge of government funding, but now able to secure government funding. So this is great.
He's playing chess.
Yeah, I don't know if checkers or chess, or I'm not sure what this is, but it's a game that I was involved in the last couple of days because Tesla has been my #1 stock pretty much all week. And we've really loved that. So yesterday we had that huge move down, and once we broke sort of into that 330 area, that bottom 325. I mean, sometimes they bounce off even levels. 350 was a big base on the daily chart. Once that broke, you did fall down that other $25, but now it's been kind of straight to the upside here over the last couple days. Despite what we saw yesterday, we now cover that whole day up. So we had that example of, I think it was Nimrod in the chat that had held Palantir overnight and was rewarded by doing that. And it looks like Tesla shareholders yesterday, if you didn't panic, then you sort of made back. It was awful, right? We were down that 5 or 6% there, breaking that 350 down to 320. Yesterday, a little bit of an update saved by the market, as we know, and then now back up to 350. And there's that sort of area of possible support that goes back into November. So that looks like we'll hold that and now back upside. But there's still problems, man. I mean, full self-drive still got to get rolled out. We still have China tariff issues on tap. I mean, they delayed the tariffs in Mexico. I mean, that's going to affect these guys. Farley from Ford is coming out and talking today. I think he's going to be speaking in Washington there. And their price, Ford is at the same price here as it was in 1990.
Oh, boy.
So you're talking about, I mean, here's the daily chart for Ford, right? If we're going to go into a monthly chart for this, let's just see how far back this goes. So this is, so this is 90. I should watch what I'm saying. This is 94. So right here, 1993, and I could probably zoom back a little bit more. It was a $9 stock, guys. So you're talking about people in this office, and maybe even you, Obi, not even born yet here. And it's round tripped all the way back. And it's been lower. So the story doesn't end there. But at the end of the day, that's what Ford is doing. It's been pretty bad for them. Ford down 29% last year, while GM was up 21%. So going in opposite directions here as we worry about steel, aluminum, and all those tariffs as well. So.
Yeah, it should be interesting. For the whole steel thing as well, I was just talking to a few people, and home builders could be an interesting.
Why is that?
Because of the amount of steel that they use.
Oh, to go to the downside.
Well, I don't know which way it's going to go, but I think it's definitely they're definitely one of the participants that might be affected. Right. I'm just thinking who buys raw steel? That's the question that I ask. Right. There's a lot of industry companies, a lot of service industries, right? A lot of builders, things like that. So I think that if these Boeing, any sort of car manufacturers, anybody who uses raw steel.
That's why we brought up Ford and Tesla. I mean, the thing is like we talked about how it's still higher from Election Day, right? I mean, there's still been some nice tailwinds and headwinds that Ford, GM, and Tesla, they're all facing. Just a matter of waiting to see what happens here. But yeah, so I just thought it was interesting that the Ford CEO is going to be meeting today. I believe it's today or even later this week, maybe tomorrow, with President Trump at the White House to discuss some of these tariffs. So Ford could also be on watch. That's what we're doing. But yeah, man, Robinhood. I mean, talk about going the other way there. 700% increase in Robinhood's crypto trading. Like we made it a pick of ours to go with Coinbase. And I mean, Coinbase, I think, comes tonight, I believe. So like Robinhood up 15%. Look at this chart. This was $25 in November, election day. tripled, not tripled, but almost tripled. And then Coinbase as well. You want to talk about a bump as well from election. I mean, this was 160 down there, up $100, and Coinbase catching some of that love. So this could be another stock that's on radar today as we get ready for their report tonight. So yeah. All right, we'll have a bunch of names coming through. Let's go back over to the desk. We have our watch list, eSignal, AL.
Move on Robinhood. I mean, the stock was $22.50 the end of November of last year. It's like a triple. It's crazy for Hood. What a move. A couple other things. Futures or Fed Fund futures right now pointing towards September. Worth noting after that PPI data at 8:30. So remember yesterday we got CPI. It pushed everything down the road a little bit went from June to July. Now we're all the way out in September as far as what the market is pricing in for a cut, which is definitely a change from even 24 hours ago. But I mean, a week ago, we were talking about maybe even May.
And like, I feel like this is all we're just really touch and go at this point because we don't know how the tariffs are going to affect everything. Now, we've seen him put his foot down, Donald Trump put his foot down about aluminum, steel, some others. You're gonna be charged tariffs importing those products into the United States no matter where you come from. So we've got a bit of a headwind there. As the boys at the desk were talking about, Farley of Ford says, this is really going to significantly affect their operations. Mary Barra at GM saying, maybe not so much. So I feel like, we still don't really know the full effects of this. And so the market's trying to do its best to price it in, but just kind of a wild card.
Yeah, wait and see. I mean, it's going to be the way, this market goes, I think, for the next little while with welcome to the Trump era. Oh, yeah. It was exactly the same first time around. Meta just popping up in front of me here. Meta opening their Facebook marketplace to EU rivals after the antitrust suit. Maybe gets resolved over there. $798 million euro antitrust fine on top of that, and they have to open it up to rivals. Not really doing much here. I mean, it's worth noting some of the other tech names back to highs here. So a nice little reversal for the market.
And JD Vance made this point clear yesterday. He's out in Europe right now. They're talking about AI. And he doesn't want these European regulators affecting American companies. He doesn't want them coming after American companies. He made that very clear. He doesn't want to be strung down by, agreements, about AI initiatives and AI protection. Him and the UK, both countries did not want to sign on to that AI agreement that China and India and some other countries, have signed. So we'll have to keep an eye out to see how the new administration reacts to European regulations on these American big tech companies.
Yeah, it seems like we go through this once a year or so with all of these. I mean, Alphabet, Google's the same. Once a year, they have to go and pay a fine. And then it's business as usual. That's Apple, meanwhile. 2 days in a row. Pretty good look here for Apple. We're back to, that was 236, 235, 236. I mean, we're shouting distance here from trying to get back to green, not only, but back through those highs.
There's so much to look at right now. I was looking at Tesla's going to break 350 soon, I would think, here coming up. So that's a possibility here. I'm in something right now, and I know the chat getting a little excited as we are now into Big Bear AI.
All right. You bearish or bullish on Big Bear AI?
That was all right.
That's okay. I mean, I don't know. Okay, you got the long. You got the long.
Man, we're not going short this name, my guy. Yeah. Breaking above $10 right now. Big Bear AI. Yeah, it looks like it wants to go. We'll just see. I wrote it down. It's on the sticky note here. We want to play the momentum in this name. I mean, yesterday it was a monster day. I already feel a little bit of FOMO for not picking something up in the personal account. And I actually said to Obi today, I was like, I should just buy a little bit here and see. Because even a name like that, Palantir, we went to 14, back down to 7, and bounced around. Now you don't mind being long 14 or 7 on that stock. But let's just see what happens here with Big Bear. I wrote down that we do have a possible issue with 1050. Oh, well, did we just get filled there? No, we're at 1015. We're waiting right here to get a piece out on Big Bear AI. Just take that one quick little move, and then we'll work off that. But here it is on a monthly chart again. So there's $10. Okay. We broke it, and then this little wick high right there is 1050. You're talking about going back to 2022, though. So I don't, like stocks have memory, I get it and everything like that. But for right now, we'll just wait to see. There we go. We get a 15 fill, but we only took out 5%. So right there we are in and a little bit out there. Here it comes again, 15. So I'm waiting now at 30s. If that gets to 30, fine. And then if we still have half by the time it gets to 50, I'd be surprised. So that will be a spot where we'll get out of another 5% at 30 if it goes, and then we'll work on it after that. But right now, early idea.
Nice.
The bear in me turns bullish with Big Bear AI. Yeah. Obi.
I like that.
Am I bearish or bullish on Big Bear? Okay, but now let's just wait to see. It's like asking me about my position, my opinion on Palantir. Okay, there it is. Let's go into Tesla just real quick. I just want to show you. All right, come on, charts. We're not into Tesla. Okay, there it is. So we just bounced there and failed. Basically, we got to 349. We got to 348.83 or so. So just watch out for that move. That number came hotter, right? I mean, it was just a little bit to the upside there on the PPI, and we still got this kind of a move. That's a little just surprising. I would suspect the market does want to come back in though. So we'll talk about that. But at the end of the day, watch out now, man. This market remains pretty hot. This is the Nasdaq, Obi, as yep. You've been watching it as well. And Tariff mentioned that we were just moments away from all-time highs, or maybe it was Brenda when we started the show. Like there's 534 in the queues. We're at 530. Like we're not, we're moments away again from here. So I would say watch out for that. This goes back to January 24th, where we had those highs. So I would just say watch, or January 24th. So we're not in February 24th yet. But there it is, man. Tesla making a little bit of a pullback. Anything on your radar early here?
Yeah, no, I was looking at Tesla as well. Again, when it comes to the Mag 7, I got a couple on watch. Yeah, Tesla pretty sold off over the past couple of weeks. We saw that puke kind of come in on Tuesday, and then a bit of a gap up continuation or a break of this kind of a trend. You can see kind of that RVOL that showed up yesterday in the pre-market with that bid that came in and pretty much reverted all of Tuesday's action. So this 350 is pretty interesting to me. Can we get above 350? What do we do off of the open? Those are all the questions I'm going to be asking for Tesla. And yeah, no, Brendo pointing out Meta here. Meta has been on this run, even though intraday pretty chop. There's been reversions and it's pretty aggressive, but you can see this is an hourly chart. Even through earnings, we've just been ticking up higher and higher, printing some fresh highs almost every day. I think it's headed for that 750. So let's see if we can get above the quarter, hold the quarter, print the half at that 750 mark as well. And then Apple, of course, Apple super strong coming into the beginning of the week. Tuesday, aggressive strength off of the open, and that similar kind of sentiment there yesterday, Wednesday. So let's see if we get more of the same today on Apple, kind of reverting that day one earnings move here, or at least trying to. We just came right back into the range just yesterday. So today, Apple's definitely going to be on watch. If we hold that 235, get that continuation above that prior day. Let's see if we can hold VWAP. Let's see if buyers are still on board.
Quickly here, WKSP. Shout out to our friends at Worksport, friend of the show, popping up 2 session highs here on a new headline this morning. They've teamed up with KULR Technologies, which is KULR on the NYSE. That's the ticker and name of the company. It rarely happens. Worksport, meanwhile, WKSP collaborating on a battery technology deal, focusing on joint battery pack development, AI integration, and battery management system. KULR makes a thermal runway protection system and AI-powered BMS system that'll be integrated into Worksport's COR battery pack. So strategic partnership there for Worksport today, WKSP with KULR Technologies. One that maybe our guest this morning will have an opinion on. Luis Barbado joining us from the Real Trading office over in Barcelona. I'm very envious this morning, Luis. It's very snowy here, so give us the weather report. Come on.
It's very sunny today. Actually, it was cold a few days ago, but today like 18 plus and very sunny. Actually.
Okay. We'll live vicariously through you because it's not even that cold here. It's just we got like a foot of snow last night. It's crazy. Anyway, there's lots to talk about, lots to look at this morning. I mean, just in general, what's catching your eye here to start things off today?
Well, we have one stock that is really in play today is AIFF. It's been played for the last couple of days. It seemed yesterday that it could have been the first red day, but it didn't happen. It failed the way down, and it's pushing higher and higher again. So let's be very, very careful with this one. Is AIFF, as you can see, it's been pushing from $2, $5, $10, and as I said, it looked like the first red day yesterday, and it could happen today, but it's a nice trick for the shorts. We could see a short squeeze today if it breaks pre-market highs, which is $17. It could go easily to $20. And the problem there, if it goes more parabolic, is that the liquidity disappears suddenly and nobody wants to offer anymore. So be very careful with this one if it breaks pre-market highs.
Yeah, what a couple of days for that one on the back of that NVIDIA note. We touched on it going back to Monday on the show. EDSA, another one here, 70% already. Tons of volume behind this one. What are you seeing for that?
Yeah, but going back to, you said something very interesting about AIFF.
Sure.
NVIDIA related news. And for us as a short seller, sometimes this is like a red flag totally. If you see NVIDIA on the news somewhere, you just avoid shorting very aggressive on this one and waiting for the backside. NVIDIA, low float, rotation float, trading about VWAP for many days. So it's very, very tricky to short these kind of stocks. Going back to EDSA, this is a Canadian stock, actually. It's pretty strong right now. It's 70% up. But take this into account. The 4 days that gap up, 3 of them, it closed red. And actually, the stronger the days, it closed red, like 17%, 38%, and 16% from the open. If we go like to a very similar day like this one, you could see was pushing pre-market, but as the market opens, just failed. The same when it got 200% up. It got up a lot, but since the market opens, just failing. So let's see. If it fails these levels, 340, 350, if it fails there, we're going to look for shorts the all-day fade probably. But if it holds right now, it's holding very, very strong between 350 and 20. So we bet for a short squeeze first in the open right out the gate, and then we will see maybe a fading day.
Great point you were making there. When you get that headline attached to one of these that is a significant catalyst, and everyone knows the significance of an NVIDIA. At this point, we went through that whole phase where there were all these small cap companies seemingly just adding some sort of AI to their name. And just the simple act of adding AI to the name was enough to, get the stock moving. Speaking of, one that Sean's been looking at here the past couple of days, Big Bear AI, BB AI, just taking out the highs here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, that's quite the typical stock to trade, actually. We haven't checked today. Let me check right now because we haven't traded the last days this one, but it's very active. It's pushing through highs, so I haven't checked let me check this the daily chart. This is an AI, so if it gets very active, we will look for some sympathy plays, as we used to call it, like AI or any other company related to AI as well. It's high and high and high, so it's gonna be very, very difficult to short this one. And it's also difficult to go long on this one because it's already 100% up, many green days, pushing through $10, which it could be a very psychological price. So let's see if it fails there, but we will not trade it from side. This one, it's important level, IPO level, highs of many, many, many weeks. So it's tricky stock to trade today for us.
Let's move up the cap table a little bit here. We've had some interesting earnings names the past couple of days. Robinhood jumping off the table here. Not sure if it's something you'd be looking at today, but 13%, great report from Robinhood. Give me your thoughts here if that's on your list today.
Yeah, it could be very interesting stock to trade, but we need the market to open to see the level 2 how it reacts. Right now, it's pretty thin. So the risk reward is very, very bad on this one. We have like 15, 20 cents a spread sometimes, and it's only a couple of hundred shares on the bid and in the offer. So you cannot trade big. A wrong move, it could take you a lot of money. So let's see if in the opens, we see offers and bids coming in, and the level 2 get thicker and give us a clue of what happened. Right now, the price to look at is 64, which is the pre-market high, and it could be a nice breakout on the way up.
A couple other ones here. If we go back to small cap land, I mean, there's PGY, there's PLRX. Anything else really catching your eye here this morning, Luis?
PLRX, as you said, is a very interesting stock. I had it here before. Same. This stock is very similar to EDSI. Let me check if it, and not right now. We have this 325 pre-market highs. All is going to be between the 315 VWAP and the 325 pre-market highs. The game is going to be there. If the buyers come in and win this fight and break 325, 330, we must see a nice movement up. But if it starts trading below VWAP and fading volume and price, we will see the gap fill probably to 70 and even lower. I haven't checked the statistics on this one. Let me check if I have it here. PLRX. Oh, here. Sorry. Where is it? Where is it? Here. Only 2 runners, 50%. So not a lot of data to take into account. Only you have to look, this is coming from $12, a huge gap up a few days ago. So if it breaks these pre-market highs and trading above VWAP, the gap up is huge. It could go to $4, $5, $6 and nothing happened. It's only recovering 20% of the loss of a few days ago.
For anyone maybe seeing that screen for the first time, you want to just give us a rundown just on what that data is that you're referring to?
So we're having a lot of information here. As you can see, we create our own scanners. This is like a real-time scanner. Anything that move up more than 10% in the last 5 minutes with high relative volume. If we move above the ticker, we have the new related real-time, the float, the price, the sector, everything. We have all the information here. And if we go to pre-market, we have here gapping up with relative volume and news related. So as you can see, for example, PIV is gapping up 140%, pre-market volume, price, float, everything. And we can see here the news. Phoenix Motor reports revenue up 1,500. So we have all the information we need here. And if we click over the ticker, we have the data for the last 4 years. I think we backtest here. So that tells you how many gaps up we had, the percentage of closing red if it gap up, the pre-market average pre-market volume. So a lot of data to have a clue if it's more likely that it's going to fill the gap or it's going to keep running higher. Of course, backtesting, as I said, the last 4 years in this stock.
Yeah, great way to filter down, your focus going into the morning, into the open. Great stuff as always, Luis. Best of luck on a busy Thursday morning. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much, Brendan.
Yeah, thank you so much there, Luis. Yeah, I think it's just like the more information, the more power you have ultimately. And I like that whole, when you looked at Big Bear AI and it's like, okay, let's talk about like other names that are maybe in the same sector that could have similar moves. You can look at that also with NNE is up right now, nano nuclear. So you can look at some other nuclear names to see what's going on with that. But come on, man, my guy just said it's kind of hard to get long Big Bear AI. I mean, is it?
I don't know.
But this is the thing about this is the thing about different strategies, right? Like Luis has seen these kind of plays before. For me, I'm like a support and resistance trader that will break levels, and that broke $10. And we've already talked about what I thought about Big Bear AI. We looked at the daily chart, we looked at the monthly chart, and what that was all about, right? So here's BBAI. But again, thank you, Luis, for all that. But hold on a second. I just want to show you, like for me, that break right there of $10 here on the daily was enough to get that. For like, obviously, I'd much rather be long down here, but we'll play it for momentum a little bit to the upside. Right now, up 4% on that move. So it's a good one. We bought it when it was virtually flat, right there, up to $10. I mean, we had closed yesterday at 980. So, we built that base up there. We bounced off the 200 period, and there it goes to the upside. But again, for me to win on this trade, we're already out of 20%. I do have another 20% sitting up here at 45. So if that hits 45, then we will be out, and then we'll let it ride. We talked about where this looked like on the monthly chart. I mean, this is a pretty good trade. Even though it's in the pre-market, you could trade these shares with a little bit more share size because of the liquidity here in the pre. But yeah, there's 1050. We talked about it. It goes all the way to there. We've busted it, right? I mean, that was again during 2022. Obviously, it had just IPO'd, it de-SPAC'd it looked like there, and then just went crazy, and then down to $1 again recently, and now all the way back up. So there goes Big Bear AI. Oh, we get it. We got the 45. It's a early chicken dinner winner. We had something called Marry Me Chicken last night.
Okay.
It was really nice. Sun-dried tomatoes, nice little sauce, mixed it with a little fettuccine. It was really nice, but actually the noodle was not fettuccine. It was something else. But it looked like fettuccine, and I can't remember the name.
Sounds pretty good.
So I'm going with fettuccine.
I had some pizza last night.
What was on it?
Chicken.
Okay.
Some vegetables. I wasn't really paying attention to what was on it. I don't know.
You were just like,
yeah, I was just. I was just.
Was it a homemade one, or was it or store bought? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey man, I mean, it seems like
while
I just got a text from my eye appointment, which is at 5 o'clock or 5:30, like after the recap show,
right.
And they're like, "Oh, all appointments canceled today." I'm like, "Come on." It's a little bit of snow.
Yeah, like knee-high.
So that would make me think about pizza, because I was like, oh, my wife's home with the kids. For now, they have 5 straight days, because today's a snow day.
Yep.
Tomorrow's a PA day, because they got their report cards, and so it was supposed to be. They'll probably cancel the parent-teacher interviews. And then Monday is Family Day here, and President's Day in the United States. So.
Okay. Markets closed.
5 days
on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Pizza for you on Monday, man, if you want.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pizza, yeah.
Oh, we're getting a new caterer around here. Did I tell you?
Yeah.
I told that to Brankos, and he was super excited.
The same one we had. What?
I don't know if it's the same one, but we definitely tested.
Oh,
I got to fix this mic.
that test was quite successful, to say the least.
I'll put my necklace in there. Oh, you like that food from that guy that day?
Yeah, it was solid.
Okay.
I thought it was solid.
Yeah. All right, Adair is ready for some upgrades and downgrades.
Cisco here, one of last night's big earnings winners, getting an upgrade today from Rosenblatt with an $80 price target. CVS, an earnings winner from yesterday morning, here with an upgrade from Leerink Partners. Coca-Cola with a DZ Bank upgrade, and Exane BNP Paribas upgrading AT&T. Now on the downgrade side of things, Kraft Heinz getting downgraded here by Citigroup. Not the first time it's been on this list this week. We do have General Dynamics here, slightly up on the day, but downgraded by BTIG Research. Macy's here with a downgrade from Gordon Haskett, and last but not least, Restaurant Brands Incorporated, RBI, here with a downgrade from Argus. Guys, lots of interesting names, especially on the upgrade side of things.
Really like some of those names. Few of those names actually reported. CVS reported yesterday.
Cisco reported yesterday.
Coca-Cola, today's day 3. Cisco reported last night. Yeah, I really like those. Cisco's definitely going to be one of my names on watch here. Kind of gapping up on that earnings report, kind of double beat right there. Just going to a higher time frame, looking at a weekly here, you can see that these are all-time highs on Cisco. So all-time highs on Cisco, kind of gapping up. We closed yesterday. Let's see what the closing price on let's go to the daily here real quick.
I don't think those are going to be all-time highs on Cisco.
Are they not? Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think
Cisco
I have to.
was,
I gotta. Actually, you know what? You're right. I didn't scroll back
volatile.
far enough.
Don't worry about it. I have it right
No, I think adjusted. I have it adjusted. So yeah, after it's been adjusted, these are all-time highs. So. When is that from?
All right, guys, 60.72 is exactly where we closed off yesterday on the ES March contract. We're above that right now. We're trying to knock on the door of 6,100 with the overnight high being 60.90. It looks like we got a decent move up on that PPI print. So we're looking at 6,100 as resistance. We got to look at the 100-point level. But if we take it, we're looking at 61.25 then as resistance. If we sell off for whatever reason, we're using the overnight low, 60.50, as support.
A ton of things moving around here this morning, as always. If you haven't done so, get a free resource, because why not? Jump down to the description of this video. Top link will get you to the sign-up page. You just need an email address, and then you can just have that every day from us before we come on at 8:30. Has everything you need to know on it. Reddit, top of the list this morning. Reddit earnings not good. CEO also acknowledging this. Recent Google search update impacting their traffic overall for online users. We're back above, that all said, we're back above 200 and pushing higher right now. So yeah, it's still better part of 6% downside, but more than 50% of the way back here already this morning.
Yeah, really interesting report here, Brendo. So let's talk about how they did. Their earnings weren't too bad. So earnings per share were about 36 pennies, give or take. That beat what the street was looking for around 25 pennies. Revenue was decent as well, 428 million, well surpassing that $405 million level expected. Net income quadrupled to $71 million, up from 18.5 million last year. Adjusted earnings as well, up about $154 million. Now, with respect to how they're doing, their Google algorithm update caused what they call fluctuations in user traffic in Q4. So logged out users grew substantially. So we'll keep an eye out on that. But they are looking, Brendo, at raising the guidance for their advertising revenue. That surged 71% year over year. Now they're guiding a lot higher for Q1, $360 to $370 million. That's up from the estimate of 358. So looking to do a little bit better.
Yeah, pretty good numbers across the board there for Reddit. But again, I think there's a question mark that remains there on what the overall impact's going to be, because they don't really indicate that going forward as far as Google's change here. So nice bounce back, however, guys, for Reddit here this morning.
By the way, this Big Bear AI is at 1050 right now, so we're putting up a decent move right here in the space for Big Bear AI. But we're now out. We actually still we still have 2/3 of this trade. I decided to not get out as much early as I thought I would, and we take that out right now. So Big Bear AI, I'm just tweeting it out right now because that's what I do. All right, so we'll still hold on to that and see if it gets going now even more. Look, I like Reddit. I mean, this was a name that we had missed, obviously, on its IPO. It was $35. Huge move to the upside right there. They just ran through the numbers. Forget about all the numbers and all that. What's been happening right here is a really great pushback. So it looks like the name was hit there, profit taking. And we had talked about this. Some of these names, especially when you're looking at, forget about where it's come from. I just want to focus in on what maybe the last 6 months or so. When you are too far away from the 50-period moving average, it's why I want to look at Starbucks, and there's a couple other plays like that. And actually, Reddit, we talked about it yesterday or maybe the day before because it was heading into earnings. But this was a focus as well, right? Is that how far away it was? We had a couple days there to the downside, and now you're getting, obviously, the move back up now to cover that. But it was trying to come back in to begin with. Then that report comes back, and you see where we bounce off of the 50-period moving average 180. That's not going to come into play today, I don't think. But if it does, then I think you want to buy it one more time down there in and around that 180. So that was sort of the post, release hangover there, that you come right into the 50-period moving average. I really like names that pop into this level, that you like sort of the macro that sticks with it. User growth. I mean, I think Reddit's going to be fine. It's a newer name to get involved with. And I still think that it's probably under-owned. If you think about it, it's relatively new, right? Are we not even a year in on Reddit right now? And you're already just cruising to this upside. I like the consolidation down here. I think Reddit's a buy. Pretty good quarter, just got hit on the back. Wasn't perfect. That's what happens. Reddit, I still think you can buy it. I'd rather wait for that 180 again. On my radar, yes. I think it's going to be real volatile. We always say play back to VWAP, so that would be something to look at for sure. 197, 198. I don't think you start to buy it until then.
Yeah, no, I definitely like the name. One of the top names to watch for earnings off of the open today. And yeah, interesting that it pretty much reverted more than 50% of the move here. So I like to drop that anchor there. You see that we already consolidated on the anchor off of that earnings report and that volume coming in the pre-market right off of the 4 a.m. kind of open, and we've started to accelerate since about, when is this, about 6:45? Yeah, 6:45 going into the 7 a.m. kind of volume that comes in. We've been continuing to take up, reclaiming that 200, but yeah, going a higher time frame right here, you can see that we've been kind of trending up for the past, what is this? For the past few months here since prior earnings. We can see that aggressive strength that this ticker has had, and now we're kind of coming back into the lower end of the range and catching a little bit of a bid back up through that 200. So yeah, 200 over under, maybe, perhaps. We'll see what it does off of the open. But Reddit, definitely interesting. And yeah, I got that anchored VWAP on watch, but that's all the way down at 189 currently, and we're trading at 203 half. So still a ways away. I'm going to wait for that morning volatility. Like Sean said, definitely going to be volatile off the open. At least I'm expecting it to be. And we'll see if it shows us with any good opportunity, then yeah, I'm more than willing to get involved. But I'm not the top plan today, but definitely on watch as the top 5 for sure.
All right, perspective key here for Tesla today. If you zoom out a little bit, get a better feel for what's happened the past couple of days. Hey, Obi. We are still in We're still in a significant downtrend here, but nice bounce underway back to almost 350 just above us right now. But if you zoom in, past couple of days, looks great. 3% back to the upside here this morning. There really isn't anything significant. More discounts for Cybertrucks if anyone's looking for one. There seems to be a ton around this city all of a sudden. Everywhere you look, there's a Cybertruck now.
Exactly, and they're all that matte black finish, Brendo. I think that people are really, they don't want the smudges. They don't want the fingerprints on the stainless steel. So yeah, I kind of like it that way. All right, let's talk about what happened at Tesla on the close yesterday, because we sold off quite aggressively as a result, possibly, of this Charles Gasparino individual taking to X, basically saying that Elon Musk has told people that he plans to spend the next 4 months working on Doge. He's aiming to cut about $2 trillion from the budget through Doge. Once Doge's goals are met, inflation will be dropping, he says, to 2%. In other words, he's focusing on something other than Tesla, and that has people worried. But then to the rescue, Dan Ives comes in yesterday maintaining his $550 price target, basically saying that despite concerns about Elon Musk focusing on Doge, he believes that the time management situation is overstated, with Tesla's autonomous future being the real focus here. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. But yeah, he wants to cut about $2 trillion, Brendo. He's sleeping at the White House, apparently, in his office. Not something we're on. That's not unusual for him.
As he tends to do. Yeah. Meanwhile, the market doesn't care because it's 3.5%. So price action telling the story here today, guys.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
You just had quite a wild Tesla chart, but I see that you've deleted some of the lines.
No, I just hid them. I was just showing Sean. Yeah, my Tesla chart is absolutely atrocious because I don't really delete some of the older lines here. So just looking back at it, there's still just a lot of noise. And a lot of anchors as well.
It looks like you should go long based off that.
Are you bearish or bullish? I have no idea. But yeah, no, kind of getting rid of all that mess here. I do like to look at, again, naked charts are the best charts, I think. And we can see that, yeah, we were talking about that aggressive selling that's been happening over the past couple of weeks here. And yesterday, end of the day, yeah, we got that aggressive selling. After that, so prior day, we sold off aggressively on Tuesday, gap up, hold that 330 mark right off of the open, and push to the upside right there, pretty much almost ending off near day high. And then, yeah, at the end of the day, around 3:30, news comes out that, yeah, Elon might not be too focused on Tesla as he's spending more time, as Sharif just said, sleeping at the White House because he's so busy working on Doge. So market reacting a little bit there, giving back, retracing about 50% of yesterday's action. But interestingly enough, we bid right back up, and we're pretty much above prior day highs right now, looking for that continuation. I definitely am. Let's see if we can get through that 350, Sean. That's one of the main things I have on watch for Tesla today. Can we get above 350? Do we hold? Does the bid from yesterday continue? Because that aggressive selling at the end of the day, we've just bought it all back up on light volume, right? After hours and pre-market.
Yeah, no, I have Tesla. I have it. It's going to go out right now on the sticky notes, so we'll post that out, and now it's out. I really think. So yesterday we can go through sort of how we traded this yesterday as well. We did pretty good. So we wound up having some of this drop, and we wound up having some of this pop. But at the end of the day, this is what happens with Tesla, right? I mean, we had a $9 winner all the way up to the top there, and we were getting out at this top, and then this happened, and we used the 200 period as our exit. And then right there at the end of the day, we tried to buy some of these dips, but then it just kept on going, and we were okay. We actually lost a little bit there at the end of the day, but those levels aren't going to come into play today. I was actually hoping that we could try to see something around here today again, because this 336 to 338 level, if it ever gets real nasty, I think this is a good dip buy zone. So we'll wait for that. But we're just going to play it very, very simple. I written down here on the sticky note that we liked 342 long. Why? That was the base there. That's where we sort of came back in and defended yesterday. We had broke out from there, never retested it except for once. Then right into here again this morning, we came back, retested 342, bounced. At that time, it was the 200 period moving average. So yeah, I like the stock. I like the stock down here in and around 342. That's where I'm going to try to go long. And then I liked NVIDIA and AMD better. They're not going to be on the board. We'll talk about it when we get to SMCI. But I really liked those names better for a breakout. But I'm not against this 350 breaking long right here. It's just... there's just been so much negativity in the name that yesterday was sort of covering that all up. If you look back, I mean, we were just $400 last week, you know, and you really, like, it took off $80 there, or let's just call it maybe 70. Like, that's a big move down. I don't know if I'm ready to necessarily punch this long. I think we'll do like what we did yesterday. It broke 340, it came back, we defended it, then it ripped. So that was my play yesterday, Obi, and that's what got us into this, was we were in it late, and then when it finally broke 340 right here, it was right here. This is where we got involved, but then it pulled back right here into the 50-period moving average, and we bought it back to the upside and kind of played like a reverse reversion. So it breaks, comes back, then we bought that long, and then we were able to hold it to the upside. So I think that could happen today. Come back in, hold down here, buy it back. So we'll probably start the buying a little too early, as we usually do, but we'll look for Tesla today on dips, then rips.
All right, Hood coming back in here a little bit, but a huge move after the close yesterday. We're back below 64, 63 even now for Robinhood, but still up huge after a nice beat right across the board. I mean, not much to say on the bad side of things. Vlad even coming out saying that he was, why wouldn't he be, super excited about crypto revenue specifically, up 8 times year over year.
Ridiculous.
15%, yeah.
Ridiculous, Brendo. Let's talk about how they did. Shares jumped almost 16% to start the pre-market. It's down a little bit right now, but retail trading really rebounded there, guys, in 2024, fueled by crypto and the market highs. They also had their transaction-based revenue triple. So that's for both crypto, obviously, and stocks. JP Morgan really giving them a nod here, calling 2024 a near perfect environment for retail traders. They were well disciplined with their expenses and new product offerings, and they're also looking at expanding beyond their base, that commission-free trading routes that we all knew them for during the pandemic and the meme craze. Well, they're looking at attracting more investors and looking to give you cash if you transfer over money. And as you mentioned, Brendo, really, crypto trading revenue skyrocketed 700% in Q4, up to an eye-watering $358 million. If the pre-market cap or the pre-market gain holds in throughout the trading day, the market cap will have increased by $8 billion since the earnings report.
We showed the daily chart there a little bit earlier. Just amazing. If you go back to November on this stock only, it's like a triple. Crazy.
Who even puts out numbers like this? 101 versus 42? Like huge numbers there. Crypto up 700, options and equities up 83%. They're growing their holdings. It's an absolute monster. This is Robinhood. It's not going to stop today. I feel like it is going to continue to go higher. I just wanted to show you this again, though. So as excited as we are, right? So Robinhood right now, $63. It's great. It's just now breaking its sort of IPO area. Like, what a buy, obviously, down there at $8, $9, but that's the past, so we won't worry about that too much. But there it is right now, breaking through $60. I mean, I guess just believe in the long-term strength of the American markets. I mean, it falls through there as people are hating on Robinhood, and then it's like, well, we'll get it all figured out. New customer base, younger customer base. Robinhood continues to work itself out right here. But that's what it looks like on the weekly chart. But on the daily chart, we had talked about this, as Brendan mentioned it. You know, you don't even have to go that fine, you know, back to these very lows. Fine, it's a triple from there. But like, even just back last year where we were, this was last year, this quarter, right? So this is February. They made a low of $12 right there. That has been the 52-week low. So you get 4 quarters underneath its belt since then, and you have gone up virtually 4x in 1 year, up 400% for Robinhood. We can champion Palantir and all of that as well, but Robinhood definitely put some respect on that name and disrespect on my name because we bought SoFi. But at the end of the day, this is a 5-minute chart. Obviously, it's well up there. I zoomed this out just a little bit to show you that we could still fall back into $60 here pretty easily. 58, if we fall, I mean, we're up 12%. You know, that's about as expected on the move. Yesterday, I think it was 9.5. So it's not like it's really outperforming its move, but that's what it looks like on a little bit of a broader scale. For the 1-minute chart for Robinhood, I mean, if you guys are long, I feel like it probably breaks this 64 or at least tries it again. So let's just see. I would like to get a drip down into 61.50, but this name will just continue to work. Did we talk about what the short float was? Did you look it up? Neil normally knows what the short floats are because he looks them up. Robinhood, okay, nothing. So it's only 1.5%, sorry, 1.9% on Robinhood. So let's call it 2 points there on the short float. So that won't be an issue for them. Normally, if you're trying to go bullish, you'd like to see a short float, but 64 break, I like it. Let's see what happens at 61. I believe you get a dip into the 200 period moving average. So my bids be at 61, stop at 60, let it ride from there.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to bid that. I'm bidding 61.
So what I did yesterday was I kind of went back because we haven't really visited these prices since in and around the IPO. Right, this thing IPO'd July of 2021, yep. And yeah, you can see that we had that aggressive bid that pushed all the way to all-time highs, 84.98.
Thank you so much.
And what I'm looking at here is right here on the day that we do aggressively sell off. That price right here is around 66. So my question was, can we hold above 60? I like that. We're doing that in the pre-market currently, and then the next level is going to be can we look for any sort of action to take inventory through the 60, 65, 66 area and see if it'll have any continuation going into the day today. So again, throwing up that anchored here, we can see that it's already kind of respecting it a little bit as of right now in the pre-market. But yeah, if we get any sort of pullbacks right here, I might be looking at right here 60 halves, and yeah, the $60 level as well. Kind of looking back at it, 58 was that most recent high. So I don't know how far down we're going to get if we do pull back and go. If that's one of the instances that does come true, I don't know how far back, but yeah, 60 halves and 60 definitely going to be on watch. But a little bit of a downtrend as well, I'm noticing off of the highs. So let's see. I have no idea which way we're going to go off of the open, but I'm going to wait for that information to kind of present itself, and then we can take this ticker one way or the other. What's up? We
just got to have another piece of Big Bear AI. So we only have 55% left or 58% or so left as we just touched 1050 again there on Big Bear AI. So just letting you guys know that we are getting some out. We've got to go through some more stories. So let's go over to Datadog, SMCI, and thank you so much to my guy, Joe, for refilling the coffee. So thank you for that to Joe. All right, let's go back over to the desk and see what Sharif and Brendo are up to.
Live look from Randy's backyard, first off. This is, that's a lot of snow, like a lot of snow.
That's quite a bit. And you can just tell how much we got based on like how high the snow is off the tables. Yeah. That gives you a clear view.
Yeah. Hence Joe being a nice guy and grabbing Sean a coffee. Randy's not here today, nor is Rob, needless to say. So wow, we got a lot of snow last night. I think north of the city is actually far worse. Yeah, far worse than down here, and we got a lot down here. Let's go. Datadog down big time here, 7%. Nice bounce off the lows already, but missed on the forecast.
Exactly, Brendo. So despite beating Q4 results, we are down decidedly on the morning. I think we were down 9% when I looked last. So here's the deal. Q1 revenue, how do we do? Well, we grew about 25% year over year, which wasn't bad, surpassing that $738 million revenue that the street was looking for. EPS also beat the 49 pennies that the street was looking for. It grew 11.3%. But that's kind of where it all falls apart. Q1 revenue guidance guidance was at the below the midpoint there, $737 to $741 million. They were talking about, the street was looking for 739. But what I like about this is they're growing their customer base, Brendo. So they're large customers, those with an annual recurring revenue of about $1 million. That's up 17% year over year. Even their mid-tier customers, which spend about $100,000, that's also up 13% year over year. They have about 3,600 of those. So nice to see they're diversifying.
Yeah, I mean, it recovered here, pre-market, coming off that PPI number at 8:30. So just a heads up, just seeing this note here, Trump reciprocal tariffs news conference, 1 p.m. today. So Trump going to speak on reciprocal tariffs coming up at 1 p.m. today, which means 1:45.
No. I'd heard that Barack apparently was the worst for the Times on that one, but I almost feel the other way. Like if it's scheduled for 1 o'clock, I feel like he'll just start speaking like during lunch. Someone will ask him something, and then he'll just be like, "All right, let's screw this. Let's just start this tariff talk immediately." All right, so
yeah, he said the big one's coming today.
Is that how you spell smoked? Datadog right now. Smoked to the downside right there. That reminds me of a Blue Jays player, used to be named Justin Smoke.
Okay.
All right, so that's that. All right, that's Big Bear AI and Datadog. So look, I was just looking at, again, these are all the same kind of names as we sit here. Big move today, Datadog down that 7%. We've seen some of these names battle back, right? We've seen Reddit battle back there yesterday. We saw Lyft battle back. Some of these names can continue to work to the upside. The only problem with Datadog is it necessarily wasn't working before the report either. So it does have a nice move from 130 up to 150, fine, right? But again, still underneath the 50-period moving average, now down here at 137. This actually looks like it wants to get a little lower. That 135, we've had those wick bottoms into 134.75. So for me, that would be that. So if you're trying to play a retracement back to the upside and you break these bottom wicks of 130, I mean, you could call it 134.50, anything like that, I think that's a little bit of a problem. And it's so tough to look at names, especially names that we don't generally trade on earnings. I don't know what the spread's going to look like. Right now it's $1. So I want to forget about that. We've talked about Dutch Bros on this show many times, more as an investment for a longer term play. We've talked about Starbucks. Look at what the heck just happened to Dutch Bros today. Up 32%. Shout out to Oregon. Like this is just like bang. Like this goes against exactly what I was saying about being well off the 50-period moving average. It's well off the 50-period moving average here. That's a nice story and just kept on going. And then right here again, comes into the report a little bit, still well off the 50-period moving average, then just ignores that completely and a huge move up for Dutch Bros right now today. So this name really making that move higher here. We only have 3 minutes to go and I know we still want to talk about semis. So you have anything quickly on Datadog?
Yeah, I just think that over here, since I got the anchored in from August 5th, again, we know that the market's had a bit of a gap down, and we've been trending up since then. And you can see that Datadog has respected that anchored, that trend since even prior earnings as well. So I think that coming in to today, we see that it flushes aggressively to the downside, but then reclaims that same anchored at that 135.60s I have it at. So that's going to be interesting. So I'm gonna right away I'm gonna be like, all right, well, can we hold in and around that 135 level? That we're already starting to consolidate here as of right now. So if we do really crack and break some of these prior horizontals, then yeah, I think that continuation definitely on the table for Datadog. But yeah, they came out with a double beat. But yeah, the market's not really reacting positively, and I don't really care how they report it. I just want to know how the market is taking it, and we'll look to see if there's any sort of continuation off of the open here today. Earnings reaction low 125.75. The reaction high 156s. We're trading 135s right now, Sean. So only about 10 points away from that low. If we get that continuation, we're already rejecting that anchored or trying to chop it up at least in the pre-market today.
All right, we're doing this.
SMCI back downside here a little bit today, coming off that sell-off yesterday. I mean, real quick, we have about a minute to go here. Could be another day of selling potentially.
Yeah, SMCI, interesting look here, Brendo, because they're raising. So they're looking to raise money, $700 million at around 2.25% interest. That's going to be due in 2028. They have an existing convertible note that's due in 2029. That's going to be amended now at 3.5% interest. The amendment takes effect, Brendo, February 20th, 2025. They're going to use the money for general corporate purposes, working capital, and business expansion.
Lots to look at. I mean, you mentioned Crocs, big move for CROX as well. SMCI thoughts, guys?
And Crocs. Where's Neil's Crocs? I hope he's not wearing them today.
They reported as well, right?
Neil's Crocs made an appearance in one of the behind the scenes that I tweeted out of Brendan. Neil's Crocs are right there. You can see them right beside Sharif right now. All right, SMCI, everything. Okay, we only have a couple minutes until this bell rings. I'm going to talk about 132 right now. If we break 132, that's where I want to go long on NVIDIA. I really like that level. I like a dip buy into 131. I like AMD. These are all on the sticky note. I like AMD breaking 113 or a dip buy into 111. So this could be coming in right now as well. All right, the countdown is now on. So let's get over to Adara real quick. I mean, we're getting ready to rock and roll here. With only 4 to go. Adara, how are you doing today? 3, 2, 1. Let's get this market open. All right, we are now open. So we didn't get to talk too much about SMCI. We will get over that. All right, AMD making a little bit of a move down. We still do want to buy some of this name. Looks like we're waiting at 111.20 to buy some AMD. Let's check out what NVIDIA is doing real quick. Okay, we're into something. We're into AMD. AMD just got us long down there. Fine. NVIDIA dipping into 131. We're going to wait a little bit. I'm down here at 130.50 for that. Here goes AMD. We're in this name, Obi. We're long right now. It's 40 cents in the money for AMD. Let's see if we could get it. There it is. Oh, yeah, just like that. 45-cent winner right there, just on a piece. We'll see if it wants to go upside right now. Big Bear kind of doing not much. We'll wait to see if AMD can hold these levels. But for now, we wait.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to be patient here. I'm watching Reddit, watching AAPL, I'm watching Intel. Intel's actually strong, so yeah, kind of similar to that AMD look, Sean.
Right.
And yeah, this market kind of just holding on as of right now. I'm going to wait for a little bit more information here. I got Cisco on watch as well. Cisco trading a little bit lower, breaking that anchored VWAP, breaking below that 66 level here. Oh, okay, we reclaimed just now. So let's see how well this ticker can hold up. Again, we kind of talk about it being in and around all-time highs, adjusted, of course. So you got to keep that in mind, and let's see if it kind of holds onto the bid and gives us a little bit of a continuation. That's what I'm going to be looking for. And Intel, oh boy, that thing is already printing the quarter above 23s, Sean.
We've got an
so that is absolutely crazy here. I see that you're involved in NVIDIA. So yeah, the chips are definitely doing a little bit of a run here.
No, you can't, Sharif. Okay, so right there, we'll take a little bit there. So we've already talked about on NVIDIA here that we wanted the break of 132. So we get a little bit of it there. We got a good price. We got 132.09. I mean, it's not the best price, obviously, but there it is. Now, we talked about what would happen to us if we got break trades. Yesterday, we did the same thing on Tesla. I'm willing to do it again right now. And what that means is like you could get the break. That's why we had to take something out on that first move. But wait now for that pullback. We just tested the 200 period. This is a load me the you know what up right there. If we can retest. Boom! That's what we're talking about. Spin that cash. Cash go round and round and round, Obi. As there we go. Sure. We are $1 in the money now on AMD. Joe, it's an early dollar club right now. There goes AMD to the upside. AMD, she be ripping. And you know what? It's not like we didn't do this again right here. This says $11, 111 on there. That's the price we got for AMD. Ship it, OB. There we go to the upside. The longs are pumping right now. We've got $1.30 on AMD. We've got 30 cents on Big Bear AI and NVIDIA. Put that crown on, my guy, because you're about to get higher, King. Here goes NVIDIA, and let's see what winds up happening right now. This is a good market so far here today for the longs. Will it last? I say yes.
Absolutely wild, man. That continuation is coming in real strong here on NVIDIA. On Intel as well. Intel is the one, kind of the main one that I was watching here. So yeah, let's get a bunch of these lines off the chart here. You can see aggressive buying there on Tuesday, closing near the highs yesterday, and then we're getting that continuation happening as of right now with the market blasting through that 21.9. Palantir long says, Sean.
Because we're not playing.
What's that?
Yeah. Today we're not playing around with these longs. We have 4 longs. We have AMD, NVIDIA, Palantir. Like, there better not be an AI crash anytime soon here. There's going to be quite the situation for your boy. Okay, so look at this, Obi. I know you're in and out. You were just in Cisco.
I was in Cisco.
Oh, in and out, okay.
I kind of hopped out there. It kind of pulled back in, but I'm continuing to watch it. Let's see if
big size.
It holds.
Oh, it just got eaten up. Big size there on NVIDIA. Just got taken out as well. There goes NVIDIA, man. This is Sticky Note Nation today. NVIDIA's starting to rip real nice like. Up now 70 cents there. Still going is NVIDIA. Palantir, all right. So this is what I want to talk about. There's that fade back in. So it actually goes the other way for us here on NVIDIA. NVIDIA breaks, goes back in just like 10 cents, then continues to rip higher. Let's try to see if we can see something similar now on Palantir. Now, our long was 115. So we take a break trade. We talked about not layering in to break trades. Like, that's going to be an early position, not very many shares, but a drop down is still going to hurt. So we want to watch out for it. Now VWAP is down here at 116, 116.50. I feel like a break in and around 116.50 gets us out of this trade, and then let's regroup. All right, so 116.50 break, and we are out of this Palantir trade, which would be a reverse dollar club. But let's just see if that actually happens. So here comes right back in Obi. I'm going to buy some more down here at 17. This, believe it or not, this is not part of the plan, but we purposely share size for something like this. So let's wait to see what happens now on Palantir. We're long at 117.70.
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for this Intel to slow down, man. This is absolutely wild here. Continuous bidding right off of the open, and we're still holding
here comes
on.
Palantir.
I'm kind of just waiting and watching these futures. The Nasdaq, you can see that's ripping as well. Can we get
guys.
2200? I have no idea, but I'm waiting for this trend to kind of. I like the long, but I'm going to be a little bit more patient here on this Intel to see if it'll come in here. 24 is almost, Sean. So let's see if that'll come in. It's hitting about a 1 ATR off of the open now, so I do have that kind of in consideration, keeping that on watch. Let's see if we can get in on a little bit of a break of trend here. And VWAP, let's see, that's another question I like to ask. Where's VWAP relative to where we are right now? VWAP's all the way at 23.14 on my chart. We're currently trading at 23.70. So, oh boy, talk about a little bit of an extension here. And yeah, we're definitely getting a little bit of a tailwind from the market with that NVIDIA strength coming in. A lot of these chips, as well as Apple. I see Apple continuation working out quite well as well. 239 is the day high currently on Apple, and we opened around 237. So absolutely crazy here. So I'm just going to be patient. Missed the long off of the open on some of these chips. Tried for Cisco. Cisco doesn't really want that 66. We're holding VWAP as a resistance, so I gave it 2 shots, and more shots I will not give it there for now. I'm going to wait. It's very clear that pre-market trend kind of was a little downtrending, and now VWAP is holding as resistance, so I want to respect that right here. But take a look at Intel coming into that 24 mark as of right now, so getting pretty aggressive here as we push higher and higher. A bit of a technical breakout as well on Intel as of yesterday, and we're seeing a solid continuation coming in on the day today. So let's see how far will these chips go, Sean.
All right, they're going real far right now. All right, so there goes NVIDIA. NVIDIA just tried to break 133, so we're getting a piece out there as well. Look at AMD. Oh boy, that just went to 113 again. That was that break top that we were looking at. So if we can break that, then let's just let this party get going there for Advanced Micro Devices. All right, just a quick update on Palantir. So it did get back into the 50s. So we did take a piece out there in the 50s. It was only 10%. This could be a big loss. Sorry, not a big loss. This could be a loss here as Palantir will come out if it breaks 1650. I feel like I'll be mad when that happens, and I may revenge trade it to try to get long again, but I'm going to try to do my best to wait for 115. Not do my best, I will. You know, Scout's honor. 115, we'll see if we can wait for that, because here comes Palantir right now. Looks like we'll get broken out of that one. Just looks like chip names, right? Okay, here it comes. So my hands are off. There it goes. Did it break? Yeah, it broke. So unfortunately there. All right. Well, we can't, we'll sell. Okay, look, see? Was that the bottom there? All right, see, now I'm getting stubborn again. I'm going to buy it back a little bit. Use 116.39 there. Now, that new recent bottom as the bottom to see if that's exactly what happens to us right there, because we actually got stopped out there at 53. So I'm not, it did break. Okay, well, my price was 53s. Okay, so it's too bad. Too bad that broke, man. Look at that. 8 cents away. 8 cents away from having that, right? From being able to hold it. But that's okay. We were able to get back in. We said that we could possibly be revenge trading it, but this revenge trade served cold. Nice move right there back in. So sure, we won't make it all back, not even close, because we only took half of the position back long and we just got a little bit out. Here comes Palantir again, fading one more time. So that was not good right there. But all right, so that's that. We'll see if it gets back in. We did not load back up at all. We are going to wait for that 115 now to see if that comes back on that one. All right, so that's that. AMD and NVIDIA both breaking as well, lower. Big Bear AI, we tried it at 990 there, and then it fell through. So Big Bear coming back in as well. Look at the market, Obi. Nice move to the downside. We should have actually noticed that instead of just watching the stock. So, all right, we'll get going. Let's go back over to Adara.
There's a couple earnings names here of varying sizes and prices to be aware of. First, we have PEV penny stock here, up over 100%. They reported earnings last night, about a 6% short float. Nice year-over-year increase in Q3 sales. Then we have PGY here. This is Pagaya Technologies with a notable short float here, about 20%, 40 million share float, making new day's highs, posting an earnings beat. Last but not least, we have Robinhood, of course, to talk about again, HOOD, pushing high here, not past the pre-market highs, but still a great look for Hood this morning. Lots of earnings names. Back to you.
Lots of earnings names indeed. There's actually a lot of size here on 24s. Oh boy, okay, we just took them out. All of it. I think it was over 4,000 lots there on 24 on Intel here, and we kind of take them all out. And yeah, you're right. The market did kind of pull back in, so I was waiting to see what we do in and around some of this this level here at 24. We're watching it. We've done a lot of volume there with that size kind of pushing. Getting taken out on the ask, but yeah, the market aggressively pulling back here. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a pullback as well here on Intel. But if this is going to consolidate near the highs and hold, I definitely want to be a little bit more patient. But we'll take a few stabs at it before it kind of shows us something a little different here. So that's what I'm looking for. A little bit of a break of trend is what I'm looking. But if we hold that 24 level, that's perfectly fine as well. We might just as well continue that trend. But the market, with that little bit of a pullback, I'm looking for that weakness to show up here on Intel. If it'll have me, if not, that's perfectly fine as well. Because I know these chips, when they get going, man, they can get really, they can be really, really strong here. So 24 is a little bit of a chip chop. Cisco didn't really work out. We came back all the way down to 65s, all the way from 66s. So those VWAP sellers definitely a little bit in charge here on the day when it comes to Cisco. Some of these other earnings names, I'm not really keeping an eye too close of an eye on as of right now, but Datadog, a little bit to the downside. Robinhood finally caught a bid, so that one's going. And Trade Desk, continuation to the downside. Oh boy, that one sold off pretty aggressively as well on earnings. AppLovin got some continuation, but no real lovin as of right now. Is it coming right back in towards its opening price? And Intel, oh boy, we get a little bit of a pullback off of this 24. Bit of a failure to follow through as of right now on the 24. We printed some size, did a lot of volume, and now the market's taking a little bit of a pullback. Let's see how much further we can pull back here on Intel. I'm looking for VWAP if it'll have me, but the key is that we got to kind of pull back off of this this 24 level here. So VWAP I have at 23.44, Sean. So see if we can get back down there, 40 pennies away from that price as of right now. Looking for some healthy price action if the market's going to pull back. Let's see if some of these strong names catch a little bit of a breather as well.
I mean, look at this chart on Big Bear AI. Look at that.
Wow.
That's me getting stopped out. So we were trying to play it off of that basic wick there of 75. It does break it. Then it just rips right back up. You know, I mean, it wasn't, because this was a pre-market trade and we talked about how much we had taken out. We'd taken out about 55% or so. And then we got this print there right before the open. Then it just fell against us, and that's where we put some more on. So it's really like a 20-cent hit. But at the end of the day, that sucks, because there goes Big Bear AI. Good look there by people in the chat. All right, so I've been on this tip right here, futures. So you could see we'll hit the futures, gets a new position, and I'm still in AMD. The only position we got stopped out of was Palantir. We had sort of talked about that, and we probably should not have bought it back. But all right, so here goes the market now. So this is going to be hopefully a good little rebound, also in NVIDIA. So the TQ's trying to get going. I'm still waiting for that Palantir bottom. I'll take a piece out on this move, back up on the market. So we're only in now at 80s. Here goes, okay, now this is a big move up now in the futures. Okay, now we can start taking some out. Okay, Obi, well, this day just got a hell of a lot better. There goes NVIDIA, nice move back up to the upside. We did not reload it. We should have. We should have reloaded everything down there, but the thing is that my eyes go right over to the futures now, Obi. We've had some great success over here, and there it goes, man. I don't have to worry. The reason why I like the futures again is it's just a pure play. I'm not worried about, okay, what's going on with Big Bear? What's going on with the short float? What's going on with like Tesla or like individual stories? The futures, I find it a little more pure against some of the lines. That's the 200 period moving average. I really like that on these moves down. It's failed before. Like this is called catching a falling knife. But the thing is that it's losing velocity as it comes down, and then that's why I'm tracking the 200 period moving average, and it actually falls right into this level as well. So we talk about being support and resistance trader. Wow. Just here. Okay. Here we go, Tesla right now. This is why I'm saying it, Sharif. Tesla right now looking to break 350. So that's going to be a good move back there to the upside right now. Sharif putting an order in. Oh, I see it right now for the matte black. I see good choice there, Sharif. As he's getting ready to go. I heard his little comment there in the pre. There it goes. I mean, I like it. I think that for me, that would be what I would do as well. But, you know, I don't know. I'm not about... Actually, on a day like today, I think, you know, Cybertruck might be pretty good right there. Okay, there goes Tesla. We'll watch out for 350. But, oh, boy, AMD's holding fort, and the futures are starting to get back to an excited spot. Oh, yeah. This is 86.27. That's where we are right now. So we're now 50 handles. We'll see if we can get a piece out right now in the futures. Let's get more out at the day's high, at this level right there, the pre-market high. We'll see if we can get something out right there. That could be a spot to worry about. So I'm going to actually punch out of a little bit right here. There we go. I'll punch out some at 18s. Let's see what's going on over there with you. I know you've been looking at Intel.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on this. Keeping an eye on this Intel. Maybe keeping some Intel on this. Intel
yeah, get some Intel.
Yeah, no, just watching this tape here. We're still holding within the quarter underneath that 24 level here. But yeah, with the market catching a little bit of some relief here, I'm just watching to see if we do actually pull back or do we trade above that 24 here as of right now. But it's a little too early to tell, I would say. I think we are kind of testing some interesting areas, and we are a little extended on the day. We talk about being up over an ATR. As of right now, we're doing about 3 times the relative volume I'm seeing here on Intel. So yeah, yesterday we did some decent relative volume as well, almost over 5 times as much, and getting that continuation today with the strong market and those chips. We saw that. I think something that gives a testament to the strength in this market, Sean, is that yesterday we had some strong action on the CPI. We flushed down pretty aggressively, and it took all day. But that grinding bid brought us all the way back to some of those reference prices from CPI, some of those undisturbed prices from before, right before that CPI number came out. So that was very interesting, and getting some of that continuation here today on these names is absolutely, you know, it's good to see. You're like, all right, there's some confluence, some confirmation there as the market kind of recovers some of these moves here. And yeah, with NVIDIA earnings on the horizon, should be interesting. We're attempting to kind of bid back through that the gap down that we had just a couple of weeks ago off of the DeepSeek. Right? Yep. So we know that the futures kind of made their recovery pretty well, right? Even though we gapped down. See how some of these chips have made a little bit of a recovery. You see that Intel kind of moving around as well over the past week or so. So yeah, chips are definitely going to be interesting going into NVIDIA earnings. And yeah, SMH is a great one to keep an eye on there. So let's take a quick look at that one there. So I am trading a chip right now. So got to keep an eye on this. The
market just failed
as well. Yeah, the market kind of pushing a little bit lower as well as of right now. So let's see, still trading within the week's range, but let's see what the market does going forward. But yeah, a little bit of a hold. We couldn't really get to that 2200 on the Nasdaq, and the ES taking a little bit of a pullback as well right now.
All right, good analysis there. and as you were talking, though, the market did make that fall in. And I didn't want to interrupt you, but we did have Tesla. Oh, boy. Nice move up to 350, but we're not in it. We're not in it. It's a move to 350. Look what just happened. Fail break down there for Tesla. This is as it was written. We had talked about this. This was the trade that we liked. We liked the fail break back into here. Now let's see if it's a buy zone now for Tesla. We're long right here, Tesla against VWAP. That VWAP is 346. Let's play it against that break. Look, this is what we're talking about with catching falling knives, right? Tesla has had some weak stories surrounding it lately, so be very, very careful with this trade. I'm going to try to average into it down there. We just missed that dip buy into 346.50 because, quite frankly, I was not prepared. We are now bidding 346.50 right now for Tesla. Maybe let's go to 346.70 because, honestly, I don't really care about 20 cents with this kind of a price target here. So here we go for Tesla. Like my target's back here to 350. I'm not going to cry over spilt milk for 10 cents. So there it goes. Nice backside move here for Tesla. Let's see if we can get going. I do feel a little bit sloppy. Wow. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Sloppy. There's Nvidia, $1. So we ain't feeling too bad about that. Fabian, how's it going, my guy? All right. Whenever I see your face, people really liked the cameo yesterday. I think I did good on that one.
People really like his hair.
I know his hair is
Oh.
hot fire. All right, right there. Guess what just happened again, Obi?
What's up?
There's Tesla right now. There's another $1 right there for Tesla. We just bought this. This is 1 minute charts, Obi. So there's in 1 minute, there's $1. So there we go. Nice move to the upside. Let's just wait to see now if we do get that retracement back up. We don't want to just empty out the whole clip completely. We did get out to 10% there, though, for that dollar club. I'm nervous, man. These futures, especially with Trump, and every time I hear Adara, please throw it over here to me for news, I get real nervous because I have no idea here being long everything. There's tariff talk today. We know that's supposed to happen at 1 o'clock with Trump. There's lots of stuff pumping through here. We have one hit today. It's going to be Palantir. Big Bear AI, we lose a matcha, but at the end of the day, should have been a little more not more responsible, but that was a little bit of bad luck. I want to look at this in a minute. So TQs, Tesla, Nvidia, good thing we took advantage of that up there as well. And then AMD, really a nice banger as well to the upside. So, all right, are we going to Adara or not yet? Yep, okay.
Beware here of Alpha Modus. No need for you to worry here, Sean. This is a small cap that I just want people to be aware of because it's pretty strong here. Looks like we might have halted here just below $5, but AMOD this morning announcing that they have an AI-powered retail expansion. So anything with AI in the headline, especially with these small caps, is going to give it a move. AMOD has rallied in the past, I believe, and it does have about a 7 million share float, so relatively small float for AMOD. Back to you.
Thank you very much.
A-mode.
A-mode.
My earpiece?
Yeah, no, I'm watching this the Cisco here as well. Intel kind of trading a little bit higher here, so I got to keep a closer eye on.
You had it here
still
before,
in that
remember?
24 area, so I'm going to give it a little bit of room here. But yeah, that Cisco, oh boy, that those VWAP sellers really came in aggressively. We're trading below that 65 mark. 64 is coming in here, but yeah, market's still kind of chopping around this prior area. I'm watching Nvidia as well. Nvidia yesterday, that the 132 level was interesting. Couldn't really get past that 132 on the intraday, and today we come in, gap up, hold that 132 off of the open, and then continue to make some higher highs here. 133s currently on high a day on Nvidia. So let's see how much further some of these things can run. The continuations, like I said, have been quite beautiful here. And yeah, just looking at some of these earnings names, Robinhood giving it all back, kind of pops up to some of those pre-market highs. Yeah, it popped up into pre-market highs, and only about 5 pennies away from that, and then it's coming right back in through open. Cisco kind of continuing. Nvidia, yeah, the Nvidia is pretty strong. Reddit still holding. AppLovin still holding, and Trade Desk as well, still holding well within some of their ranges. So okay, so not really too much of an eventful open for some of these earnings names as they keep on just washing just their opening ranges as of right now. I'm going to continue to keep it on watch. 21,900 taking a pullback here on the Nasdaq, and the ES here just shy of 61. We made highs. We made an attempt for 6,090. Didn't really quite make it there, and taking a little bit of a pullback here as well. So yeah, I'm going to be a little bit more patient, wait for some of these things to come in. I got my Intel kind of going right now. Just being patient with that one. Might get out and get back in a little bit later as well on that one. But yeah, let us know in the chat what you guys are trading. We can take a look at some of those as well. As
people are looking at HIMS. Check out HIMS. Okay, all right, so I just want to talk about Tesla quickly. It just fell in 346.80. So we're going to take a piece out here again if we can. There it goes. Yes, sir. Wow, what a face slap. Right there. Let's just start to get some more out there on Tesla. We double bought down there at VWAP again. So yeah, man, this is going to be a good trade for us. I'm hoping for anyways. To that downside there. Come on, Tesla. This could be a good one if it goes. We're 4 longs right now, baby. All right, TQQs also going to the upside. Let's go. Props up for anybody long. Remember, Tesla, this name is not like the others, man. The market is going upside now, right? We just held VWAP. We're starting to, I'll zoom in a little bit. We're starting to go up a little bit here on the market, and this is what's happening with Tesla. So I'm just going to be very, very careful of this, but at the same time, I want to be that guy that holds. Not for being that guy, but I want to be able to hold this, to get to the upside, to make that huge win. Because yesterday, when it started to rip up, we did a pretty good job, and we held about like 20 or so percent, and then it went $9, Obi. I don't know if Tesla has that in it today. The futures didn't really have too much of a dramatic move there, just down 100 handles. Like, I think you need a lot of volatility to get some of these markets definitely pumping. But at the end of the day here, Tesla, we've seen this week move. We had that story yesterday, Doge. Maybe he's focusing a little bit too much on it. I don't really Elon, the thing that this guy can think about is probably miles ahead of anything. Like, if I can manage one thing, this guy could probably manage 500 things.
Imagine Elon as a trader. He'd probably trade the whole portfolio of like 50 tickers all at once, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But that's the point, right? Is that I don't want to underestimate the company because of that. But at the same time, Tesla hasn't been a great stock. All right, and then I'll just throw it back to you in a second. Just want to talk to this as well. The TQs bounced pretty sweetly, man. I mean, we just came back into the 200 and then right back up. So we'll take advantage, VWAP and more outs right there. So it's very, very calm day here, man. AMD is now, oh boy, levels.
Yep.
AMD is now $2 in the money. I'm just going to offer it up there. There we go. We get to 16s. I was actually wondering if these hot dog cannons should be banned. I saw someone take one like right in the face. Like that's a problem. And you know, like people are jumping for these t-shirts. You know what a hot dog cannon is?
Yeah.
Like
at the
Yeah, so they're actually firing hot dogs.
No.
Yeah. So they're firing T-shirts. Okay, here we go. Big time movement now happening. Tesla, by the way, this is $2 club now because like we had it one time and now we got it again on the reload. So there goes Tesla right now. No Neil, no problem today. We're sitting here with Obi and this market just continues to get going. We wish Neil well, probably watching, probably shoveling. I hope he's not shoveling too much because he's got that Achilles. But right here we go, man. Props it up. Boom. What up, Neil? There we go to the upside as we continue to go, man. We are having a good time or what right now live here as we're having a green day. So it's a good day. AMD up now, $3, $2.50 in the money. NVIDIA, oh boy, Neil. Hey, what's up, Neil? Yeah, we are. I just typed in Neil into my level 2. What am I doing? All right, Obi, you take it. Look at NVIDIA right now. Okay. NVIDIA absolutely monster time here as we get back to the upside on NVDA.
Yeah, no, I'm watching that NVIDIA as well, just to kind of hit out of that Intel as it continues to go up. I don't want to fight the trend on that one there. That's kind of what I was doing a little bit there. But yeah, HIMS. You guys were talking about HIMS in the chat. Oh boy. HIMS and hers definitely looking very healthy here. Low a day, 47s and 52.46s currently we're trading at as of right now. So I want to take a look back at this one and see what we're doing here relative to where we've been. Oh boy, is this are these all-time highs on HIMS? I think it looks like it. Yeah, all-time highs on HIMS. Absolutely wild, blasting to the upside here right off of the open. 30-minute candle, just continuous. 15-minute candle as well. 5-minute, look at that, just holding those levels and continuing to the upside. I like the 3-minute itself, but yeah, a little bit of a pullback. It seems in and around VWAP. Yeah, in and around VWAP, and we get that push to the upside here on HIMS on the day. So yeah, a lot of people were talking about HIMS. How many of you are trading HIMS on the day? That's the real question as of right now. I didn't really have eyes on this name. I don't know what the news is just yet. But aggressive buying into all-time highs, absolutely wild here. And yeah, NVIDIA going absolutely crazy as well. 134s currently. And yeah, here we go. We retraced yesterday's flush. So yesterday off of CPI, we were here in and around those 134s. Hard flush into 130s, and then we hold, just chopping it around, sideways action for majority of the day, and coming in today, just rip right back up as if nothing happened yesterday off the CPI number, and we're trading right back underneath that 134 mark here on NVIDIA. So yeah, definitely don't want to fight Intel when NVIDIA is absolutely ridiculously strong on the day today. Yeah, holding that VWAP. So it seems like those bulls are definitely laughing straight to the bank here. So let's see AMD 113. Oh boy, that looks nice. There's a little bit of a double top in the pre-market, so that breakout worked well, I guess. And let's take a look at SMH as well. Yeah, SMH. Tesla, Sean talking about Tesla pushing up. Yeah, 250 here on SMH. Yeah, no, Tesla, we were looking at that 350. What did we do with that 350, Sean? Okay, a little bit of a hold of that 350 as of right now. So yeah, Tesla chopping it up a little bit here on the day. That looks a little nasty here. 3 minute, look at that. We're kind of just chop. But what's dominant is that VWAP has been holding pretty well, it would seem, on Tesla.
Yeah, what's going on is big things here. All right, so right now Tesla, we're $3. Really, we can't make this. So we're $3 in the money on AMD. We're $2 in the money on NVIDIA. We're 100 handles in the money on the futures, and we are $2 in the money on Tesla. We are 4 for 4 right here. Palantir. Do not look here. Do not look at Palantir. We're not talking about Palantir right now. But there goes Tesla, man. We did exactly what we wanted to do on this name. It's going to be a good one. There we go. Nice upside move. I just got a message from the wife too. I have to get Discovery Plus again because my daughter's at home and wants to watch Toddlers and Tiaras. Come on,
Tiara's clapping.
The funny thing is, I think I've seen every episode. All right. Another one that they like is Dance Mom. Abby Lee's Dance Moms. Those women are ruthless, Adara. Those are some serious, like if your kid does not get on top of the pyramid, that's a problem, and they are mad. And the amount of money that they spend, I can't even imagine. These guys are at tournaments every weekend or dance competitions and it is ridiculous. But shout out to Abby Lee Dance Studios. Why am I doing this for free? We don't have nothing to do with these guys. But anyways, that's funny. Anyway, we did that. So I just, whatever, that's what happens, man. It's $8 a month. Just add to the streaming services, baby. We've got Disney. Don't worry, Obi. Okay. All right. Adara, I think.
Yes, it's happening now. We're going to take a look at what's happening now in the markets. Also, Obi, to answer your question about a HIMS catalyst, it might be the 32% short float. That's all I could find, but they have seen some traction since their Super Bowl commercials on Sunday. Also, UPST popping up here with volume. There's so much to talk about, guys. Starting with, and this is a little bit concerning, our second day in a row where we have a hotter than expected inflation print. Yesterday was core CPI. Today was PPI. All but one of the PPI prints, so 3 of the 4, came in hotter than expected. Something to be aware of. Also something to be aware of is Trump's reciprocal tariff press conference at 1 p.m. So he called this the big one. We'll have to wait and see what that means. But either way, be aware at 1 p.m. I'll be covering that for sure. We have Reddit trying to push to certainly not highs, but at least day and pre-market highs here after dropping on earnings. They beat on EPS, they beat on sales. Great numbers here and great growth on a year-over-year basis, but their daily active uniques did miss estimates. Then we have Cisco, which actually had a great start to the earnings, but falling off a little bit here. They did announce here over $700 million in AI orders over the last 6 months, and also strong earnings, getting some price target increases here. So many earnings names to watch out for, and tonight we'll get even more reporting after the bell, so check that out with Sean and I in the market recap. Back to you. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, this market is absolutely wild, and yeah, no, I guess it makes sense. Pushing all-time highs, really high short float on HIMS, and yeah, just that can definitely be a little bit of a fuel to the fire and give us some of that action. And I'm sure it doesn't help that the market is aggressive to the upside as well. Take a look at that. The ES just like teleporting up in towards that 6,100 mark here as of right now. So yeah, let's see if I see that your longs are definitely working out quite nicely, Sean. So nice trades on those.
I mean, thank you. Not even Tesla just broke 350 again.
Oh boy. Come on.
No. The dramatic pauses remain.
Yeah. We need...
You know all the training that we've gotten for this. Okay. All right. There's the TQs, man. Up to 87 right there. The funny thing is like if we actually figured out how much I actually speak.
Yeah.
Like during this show and all day, and how much our viewers actually hear my annoying voice, they're probably like, thank God this guy stopped talking. And then I get in my ear, what are you doing? Like, am I having like a seizure over here? Like, why am I not speaking? But we are completely fine. We're just enjoying the ride, to be honest with you. I mean, this has been quite the move from basically, I don't want to say disaster, but from losing like basically our limit. We lost one day. You know how we always celebrate, like we say, okay, we're one day and we've made our 1 day goal. We lost a day goal here and actually planned perfectly. Remember, when we talk about day goal, like that, this is why it's always like there's a certain number that we want to hit. Let's just say it's $100. Well, boom, we're up $100. So that's like where a level where if you were, and again, everyone's level is going to be different because I like to talk about it more in the fact that I feel a great opportunity for a lot of our traders and a lot of our viewers is more of like a part-time kind of trading situation. So that's where I say that you could see like right now I have 70 fills. That number will be doubled at least by the time I see you at 2 o'clock. So it's not like day goal hit, done. It's just with these ideas, like right there on Palantir, if this was the only name, now we are in many other names. So my net was not down my day goal because AMD was a $2 winner. NVIDIA was $1. It was just Palantir that was getting sour. But that one trade, we had lost the maximum that we're willing to do this early on a name, right? And it didn't affect our nets because as that was happening, we were literally buying that dip. AMD, we had got into it super early, and that move happened. And again, AMD, we wrote down on here 111 dip buys on our sticky note. We're long at 111.20, so we're happy to have that trade. We wrote down 131s for NVIDIA. That does go to 131, but we didn't actually, no. NVIDIA, we wrote down 130s. We bought, 130s. We bought the dip off the 200 period because it had changed. So that was there. We always like the 200 period. I'm just going over some of the trades. The losers that we have today are Big Bear. This one's not really a loser. It is, I told you it's a cup of tea, but at the end of the day, still an L. And then, TQs, and then there goes Tesla breaking through 350 and now holding. We're trying to make this a special day for us on Tesla. So I have an offer right here at 350.85. It looks like we just wicked around that. We'll put an offer there at 50 and get filled. Now we're waiting for that 85 fill. If we get it, that's the high of the day right now. It's 350.80. We're right there right now. Our hands are off. Put your hands up in the air. Bang.
Bang.
Almost bang. Almost bang. Bang right there. So what's up, Max? Is that a Tesla? No, that's a Lambo.
It's a Lambo. Remember, people would ask, what's the Lambo trade? And Sean definitely putting up some Lambo trades on some of these large caps as of right now. Yeah, no, I'm watching AMD here as well, taking a little bit of a pullback as of right now. So yeah, funny enough, I get long and the market wants to, or Intel wants to bid a little bit lower. So I'm going to be done with that one as of right now. But yeah, I was looking for a little bit of a break in a trend. 24 halves, we almost got up to 25s, Sean. So 24.83 is the high of day currently on Intel, and finally cracking a little bit of that trend as of right now. So that hard, wow, what a hard rejection.
Yeah, man, the market just tanked in again.
Tanking as of right now. So definitely not very in sync I am as of right now. But you know what? Where's the next trade? That's what I'm asking as of right now. So if the market is going to pull back a little bit, Intel's going to break its trend. I'm more than willing to get involved the other way once again on this one. But yeah, no, Cisco just dying to the downside. 63s now. So we were looking to get long 66s. That didn't really happen. Again, we talk about those VWAP sellers coming in aggressively, and yeah, continuation to the downside on Cisco. Now with the market pulling back, let's see how much further this thing can tank. I'm also looking for that $60 level, right? So we were talking about that 60, 64 levels as well. So if we can get all the way down to 60, maybe that's a place of opportunity. I have no idea, but I'm going to be patient and wait for that one to potentially come in.
All right, good look there on some earnings plays there. And thanks for covering HIMS. I mean, you guys were asking for it in the chat. So I want to say, for everybody watching, man, thank you so much for doing that. But I'm going to have a look quickly. There's something, I need to figure out what's going on with my mouse. It's like, it's really, really sticky here for some reason. We'll have to check the bottom of it. I think it's just, oh no. Why does it, okay, good, there it goes. I was gonna say, I don't have to go through those views one more time. All right, 1,000 likes. Thank you to everybody, over 10,000 watching right now. If we can get this like count, I mean, we've got Obi here. It's been 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks since we've seen you on the
Yeah.
I think so right now. So let's get that, that should be doubled right now, right? Let's hit that double button there for Obi, and don't feel bad if we don't get it, but I think we will.
Bump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
That's, there we go. Now you're getting Obi mad, and I didn't, Obi, that's why I didn't really want to involve you, because I know that if you're right, the people will be all over this. So here we go. Let's support this. Yeah, there we go. Tesla, $5, still going higher. We did just reject 350 again. So I actually had a piece to get out of another 5% if we broke 350. That happened, so we did get out of that piece. So the fact that we got out there, I'm going to put another 5 right here, because like Lunas, we put 5 on it. So right there, 350. You don't know that song?
Sorry?
I got 5 on it.
I got 5 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Now we got Adair going. This might have been a mistake. Okay. Yeah, because once we start singing here, it never stops, which is good for all of us. I mean, I'm down with the vibe, but that'll just lead us to more things, you know. Yeah. And then we'll start
Trader TV, the musical.
See it
coming to a theater near you.
Starring
the cast. You know the cast.
I ain't involved in no musical.
Sean.
I mean, maybe starring I'll be there. No, but yeah, I will be. We can be the director.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
I'll work on logistics. Neil does the. Neil doesn't have the original raps, but he does the covers, and we haven't done that in a minute.
Yeah,
so we could do like
I remember
Trader TV Live karaoke.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I think Adair
knows all about that. We got.
I think Adair's a karaoke. I think she could.
Karaoke.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Yeah, Adair loves karaoke, so that was definite there. I could have would have made money on that one. All right, so Adair there. The thing you guys probably know, she's singing, she's dancing. It's great vibes here at Trader TV Live. I want to thank everybody for being part of this relationship, and just stay with us, man. Over 500,000 subscribers. We just hit it, and it's all part of the team. It has nothing to do with us. It has to do with everybody else. I mean, Fabian, Ramin, the addition of Adair. Joe's been all right. Geez, Josie. We love Joe. I mean, Sharif, you on the midday. I don't know, man. It's just like, and then we have the best moderator. Like there was actually a study put out by X ranking the best moderators, and Bears vs. Bulls won.
Really?
No, not really. I don't know. He would win. He would win. I don't want anyone to go search that, but I'm going to actually tweet at Elon and see if we can get that right there. All right, so we have some 420 MGOL there. Thank you so much to Farm Trader. We'll have a look at MGOL as we go. Shout out to my guy Bears vs. Bulls. I just haven't checked out fan funding here. Normally Neil's the one looking at this as we just are running different stocks all the time. Okay, so here we go. Fan funding today. Who's in the building? Sean Katina, check out RR. This might have been a little long ago. Same setup as BBAI, so we will definitely check that out. RR. So that was Rich Robotics, right? Yeah, Rich Tech Robotics. Okay, so we'll look at that. QBTS, another quantum name. I want to thank Vecna for that $2. CSAI. I mean, all these AI names seem to be hot, obviously, and then Mogul right there as well. So thank you to everybody as we'll try to get focused again on this. No, we'll look at all the chat, not just the top chat. So thank you, everybody, for all of that, and we'll just continue to look over there. But yeah, thank you, Adam, as well. This trading has been elevated. Like this is $5 now on Tesla, 100 handles on the futures, $3 on AMD, which we just take out.
Another one.
All right. Kathy had enough of DJ there. This has just been what it's been today, right? I mean, there goes AMD right back there to the high of the day. So that's 350. NVIDIA's continuing, and we got shares. Oh boy, do we still have shares on these plays. So let's take another piece out here at the high of the day. Obi, it's only 10:12.
Yeah.
We got to go swimming. We got to figure it out. We'll get all that going. So let's get some of our positions, starting to get it out. We're at the high of day. I haven't really been tracking your Intel trade, but if you're long, I could assume it's probably working.
No, it's not looking too good right now.
Oh, it's not. Okay, my bad.
Market's taking a little bit of a pullback here. Intel kind of cracking all the way back down to 2430s here. So almost back down into VWAP on Intel, 2425. So oh boy, I get short. I got short when I should have been long, and I got long when I should have been short. So absolutely not really in sync as of right now with this action. Not really making the best of decisions. A little distracted with so many of these earnings names and a lot of things happening here in the market. The market's aggressive with the chips and holding on the dips here, but Cisco continues to just dip lower and lower. So that's something interesting here. But another kind of earnings name that's been holding its own is Dutch Bros. I don't know if you guys have been really involved in that one as of yet, but Dutch Bros holding within its opening range. Reddit's finally getting to go. Sean, Reddit's finally moving to the upside. Aggressive action there coming in on Reddit now. Datadog selling off a little bit, so continuation on Datadog. And yeah, NVIDIA and some of these chips, still kind of strong. AMD, wow, that flush was aggressive on AMD. So the market giving
what flush on AMD?
A little bit of a flush.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was looking at my bad. I was looking at the wrong stock. All right, Adair's got news. What's up?
So, I mean, it's a breaking tariff report here anyway. CNBC reporting that the tariffs will have delays and they might not start here until April 1st. So CNBC reporting even more tariff delays. Market not having much of a reaction to this, but be aware, according to CNBC, we might have until April 1st to worry about these tariffs. Also worth noting, we're going to apparently get the big one, according to Trump, when it comes to reciprocal tariffs announcements that is coming during his tariff-related press conference. So stay tuned at 1 p.m. when we're expecting that announcement. I will be there covering that, guys. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that should be interesting. I see that you're in a very thoughtful pose.
Well, remember. Okay, remember when we said.
Yes.
Remember when we. How do you know when we said? Oh, yeah. Okay. Remember when we said that let's try to make something happen with Tesla?
Yep.
And that we wanted to buy this name. We talked about this yesterday. Like, we all have our roles here, and really it doesn't matter what we do. It's just we're going to try to trade and just put on the trades that we want, talk about them, get out when we get out, get in when we get in, talk about our winners, talk about our losers, have good time with everybody out there, and just keep going. I mean, that vibe has fit perfectly right now with what we're doing today, what we've been doing this whole month, what we've been doing recently. And like waiting for this move to happen, honestly, like this has been, again, a huge, huge game changer. Tesla, and I even wrote it down on the sticky note, right, when we put this out here. See what I'm saying? Like, Tesla's been our number 1 stock all week. We talked about that earlier. Seems to have been, we had 349 long there. We're not long 349. It was actually 342 was the dip spot, but that break and then come back in, that was exactly the description, Obi, that we gave, because it's exactly what we did yesterday. And again, it's not rocket science. Like, Neil will sit here and say, trade your own style. Yesterday, we got a new style here, and we're completely right about all of this. There was the break, the fade back into the 50, and then the takeoff. There's the break of 340. We were in this yesterday, right there. This is the trade I was in yesterday, where we put up very similar net on this trade as of yesterday's trade. So it breaks 340, it comes in, and we load it up down there, in and again at some past resistance, turning into support, and at the 50 period, then it just went. We did not reload it there. We held it all the way back up there to the upside, but when we noticed where it was, we didn't have as many shares on board. So today, when the same thing happens, there's the 350 break, okay? We were not over here when that happened. We didn't put the order out. But then the fade comes right back into where? the 50-period moving average. So when that hits, it's basically off to the races. We loaded it up again and we said, let's go. And that's exactly what happened there. Now, talking about what we have about 20% left on this. So that's pretty good. I'm going to take a piece out here at 80. Okay, well, 85 there we just got. So I'm going to take more and more out. We now have about 17% left on this trade as we continue to go to the upside. So just hopefully this all makes sense to you. Thankfully, Obi's here filling in for Neil. He's at home. Obviously, bad weather today. Plus, he had a delivery. I don't even know if that delivery would have happened. So hopefully, he's fine. But again, thanks, Obi, for all that. And it looks like your Intel trade. I don't want to. I haven't been focusing on it, but I know you're.
It's not looking too hot. But the market's looking good. As we're coming right back up in towards those highs, both on the Nasdaq and the ES as of right now. So yeah, I'm just looking for that move to come in here. But yeah, Intel kind of broke its uptrend, kind of pulling back in a little bit here. But another name I'm watching here is Cisco, right? Cisco aggressively selling off. We keep talking about this. I'm waiting for this selling to kind of start to step off to see if we can get a bit of a reversion towards that VWAP here as of right now. But no real sign of buyers really kind of taking over and stepping right back up on this ticker. But the buyer's definitely here on the market as it continues to attempt to make some fresh highs here. So yeah, let us know in the chat what you guys are trading. A lot of people talking about Hood. We know that Hood was one of the names on the board today. And yeah, still within its range as of right now is Hood. We made a high of 66.15s. Didn't quite get too far away from off of that. And trading right back down into 64s as of right now on Hood. But yeah, I'm not really watching anything else too much as of right now. But Nvidia continuing to go. We might get that 135, Sean. We might get that 135.
I have an offer there. I mean, yeah, we're long 132 on Nvidia. So here it goes. Well, we just got it. So we just got our 90 fill right there. I don't have any more offers. This is starting to get really. You know what's kind of undercover right now?
What?
This futures trade. 150 handles.
Oh boy.
We just took a piece out. Yeah, so far so good here. Does anybody want to talk about anything right now? Oh yeah, Rich Tech Robotic. Thank you for the super chat. Let's go over that. So we talked about this with it was super chat. Thank you so much. Again, I don't know. Obviously, it's Rich Tech Robotics. I don't know enough about this name. I don't know. Oh boy, Obi, this Tesla is 150% right now, day's goal. Day's goal realized net. So it's a little different there than what we've talked about on Tesla. Sorry, when we got the hit there on Palantir.
Wow, look at that. Bit of a shake and bake.
Oh,
wow, market's
boy.
just ripped.
You know where our long was supposed to be down here, Obi? We wrote down 115.
Yeah.
You know where we're bidding on Palantir? 115.20.
Oh, no.
Put down 500 shares down there.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
We'll get it again.
Okay. Next trade.
We missed it.
Yeah.
We missed a $1,500 trade by 10 cents.
You just need one.
All right, Adara, what's up?
What's up here, or at least what's trying to trend up, is the IWM. So this big old red candle came when we got a hotter than expected CPI print coming through yesterday. Specifically, that would be January core CPI. So this, we know IWM is pretty rate sensitive. We got a drop, but since then we've actually had this beautiful push to the upside here, higher highs and higher lows for the IWM, though still struggling with that 226 level. And this little candle that we got here actually came at 8:30 this morning when we got more harder than expected inflation data. Because it's very rate sensitive here, keep an eye on the Russell and the IWM here during when we get these big inflation prints, because it has a tendency to make some noteworthy moves. We have SOC here. This is our first small cap. Sable Offshore Corp. No news on this. Near days highs. Going to touch that $31 level. It is worth noting here, about a 10% short float on this name. Then we have MBRX, which has about a 5% short float, receiving positive FDA guidance here for one of its treatments here for acute myeloid leukemia. So keep an eye on MBRX. One thing to note about this one as well is it has about a 2.7 million share float. Last but not least, Organon, near days highs. We've talked a lot about how some of these small cap names also have earnings, and Organon is one of these tickers. OGN here, beating on EPS and having inline sales. So lots of small caps to keep an eye on. And there's even more earnings small caps that I wasn't able to include here. PGY dropped a bit, but that was an earnings one. And PEV, penny stock, also earnings watch. Back to you.
So Obi and I had talked about Intel earlier, and I was like, you know what? I like Intel, but I actually hate Intel, and it's because like often, and it's great when it works, and whatever, the day is the day on that, but it's a tricky one, especially with all that news, and like it's loved some days and hated other days. That's why I just like to go over to NVIDIA and AMD and just keep it like straight with these names, because we know that these are the names. Now AMD is not necessarily. Okay, well, that was a good out there. You said AMD was falling. You were right about that one. I actually didn't even, I was on the wrong stock when you mentioned that. I thought you were talking about Tesla when I was like, no, it's not. But yeah, so I just think you got to stay on the names that are working. And look what we're long today. Tesla, the market, and NVIDIA. So it's these three right here starting to go. So that's been very, very good. People still talk about that HIMSS. I know you looked at that. I want to look at Apple just real quick. Our day is now getting to be pretty good, obviously, as we've had these trades on board. I still am beside myself about Palantir, but we're now up just as much on the TQs, on Tesla, on AMD, on NVIDIA, as that as that Palantir trade. So everything is back to normal. All right, Rich Tech Robotics. I went there and then I saw NVIDIA go. So first of all, Tesla's $9 in the money right now.
Nice.
Like we had talked about that. So I'm proud. For me, I'm proud of it. I don't know. I'm not going to hide it, but I don't think I'm hiding it anyways. All right. So Rich Tech Robotics. Again, good name here. Trying to break higher. There it goes. Again, without knowing enough about this is a 5-minute. Palantir just broke the highs I'm hearing in my ears right now. 118.21. Yeah, this is looking a good long, man. 290 break. I think you want to get above this $3 mark right there. If we can break above that, Rich Tech Robotics seems to go. It's up 8 and a bit%. But honestly, guys, I mean, I love to talk about that, but look what Palantir just did. So there's that break that we took, and then we said we'd average it back into the 50-period moving average, which we did, and we take the loss on that. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to get another piece out on the TQQs. Why not? And then Tesla right now is that $9. So we'll take another piece out right there at the top. It just basically went parabolic for us there for Tesla. So, oh boy, we tweeted this. Like, look, if you're not, whatever, you guys, it's like when AOC tweeted, like, how is free speech now $8 a month? You got to be a member. Elon responds, pay me your $8, But we tweeted this thing out a long time ago when we first got long at 347, and this is what we talked about. So it's happening again here on Tesla. We talked about that when Tesla was at 349, right? It's been my best name this month, and here we go. So there goes Tesla, an update on it, and now what's happening? We're very close, man. We are 25 followers away from 50,000 on Twitter. So go hit me up right there. I don't have that many tweets, man. Only, I think there was something like 10,000 tweets or something. I don't know, where does it show how many tweets you put out? Anyway, there's a lot. But anyway, thank you so much for the continued support over there. Just a way to get the message across. We also have our watch list. You can sign up for the watch list right there, right now on the screen to grab that. That's where I curate my list from. Although today a little different. I had Big Bear on here. Tesla's always on the watch list, of course. Palantir wasn't, but we look at Palantir every day, and then NVIDIA. I believe we had SMCI maybe on there today, but the AI names are always in play anyways. So, okay, that's TQQs. Tesla, let's go. $10. Thank you for the super chat. Mad World. I mean, always a great channel. We just want to thank you for the support. Obi and I, Neil, everybody that's part of this show really appreciates that, and we always talk about it. So thank you again. I just got a little lighter there. As this market, I do want to talk about it, and then I'm going to go back to you, Obi. We are just at this high again. So let's wait to see, man. 534 is that new high on the TQs that we're looking to break. We just got to 533.20s. That's probably good enough for me. I could see a little bit of a pullback happening here into President Trump coming at, I think it was 1 o'clock, I believe, Adara, for the tariff talk. So that's still not for a while, but making me nervous, needless to say anyways, as we watch out for some possible tariff talk here.
Yeah, I think it should be interesting. Definitely going to be expecting some volatility in and around that time. Again, every time we've gotten some sort of tariff news, the market has moved a little aggressively. So I think that's something we can definitely be watching out for. And yeah, I mean, market's still currently even moving a little aggressively. Again, we talked about coming into that 2,200 mark on the Nasdaq, and we came in, we kind of clipped just shy of that 2,200, but the strength is definitely coming in. 6,100 on the ES tested as well. But yeah, Intel not really looking like it's doing much right now. We've been kind of stuck in about a 10-penny consolidation for the past few minutes, so I'm just kind of patiently waiting for that one to kind of I guess what's the word I'm looking for, like develop, yeah, thank you. So yeah, I'm just waiting for that one to develop, see which way we go off of that one there. But aggressively strong. Let's see if we can get some continuation. We're floating above that VWAP and consolidating nicely here. AMD all the way back down into its VWAP as well. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a bounce here on AMD. NVIDIA, I got to keep eyes on that one there. NVIDIA near its day highs. Oh boy, all right. So yeah, so NVIDIA chip leader. Kind of giving us that continuation there. Oh boy, indeed. And the market takes a wee bit of a pullback as of right now. But like you said, Intel doesn't necessarily. It's a little choppy. It's a little difficult. But yeah, definitely one that I am warming up to for sure. But yeah, no, some good prospects on this one. I think the way it's been setting up on the daily and the weekly has been quite nice, and it's showing us a little bit of pressure from a higher time frame demand zone. And today that pressure came in quite aggressively. And again, market tailwind is something that we talk about, and tailwind we definitely had on the day today with an aggressive sector when it comes to the chips. So chips definitely on watch, and yeah, some of these earnings names as well. I know a lot of people are trading a whole slew of names here. I know earnings, Trade Desk continues to make fresh lows, Sean. So that thing is getting absolutely rocked to the downside as of right now. It seems like Cisco, though, finally catching a little bit of a bid here. I'm gonna be patient, wait to see. Do we make a lower high? Do we kind of continue? Do we pull back all the way up into VWAP? I have no idea just yet, but this market, oh boy, let's see if we can get past this 22,000 here on the Nasdaq, and let's see if we claim and hold above this 6,100 as well here on the ES. Absolutely aggressive. So something to note. We kind of talked about it all day yesterday. We spent bidding up and basically reverting the CPI move. And today we're getting a little bit of continuation on the bid. What's going on with SMCI?
So Big Bear, so just really quickly, Big Bear may have bottomed down there at 950. Nice volume coming in. Watch out for Big Bear on the retracement. Oh boy, Tesla $10 now in the money, Sharif, as we go. Look at SMCI right now, though. This name just got a bump up there. Dara's going to be looking to see if there's anything. There it is, gapped up. So right now, SMCI catching like a crazy bid right now underneath it. Go SMCI right there. Nice move. What do we see from this from yesterday? These levels that we looked at there yesterday, we talked about not shorting that was a mistake on earnings there into VWAP. But now if you take it, it's great. $41. I'm going long $41 break on SMCI. So we'll wait to see what the news is. I don't want to top tick things again, but I'm pretty fine with that. SMCI trying to go. Tesla's at the day's high. We're just cruising right now, like no problems at all. But I am going to take this 41 break on SMCI unless there's something about this that obviously I don't know about, which there probably is, because there it goes here and retracing back in a little bit. So we'll wait to see if there is any news. Adara will hit us up. So we'll get that in a minute. Tesla, as I said, $9 in the money still go. Oh, we actually got that fill right there. So wow. All right. Well, that was a good one right there. 356, basically flat we got. That was that $9. Now you've pulled back. I did take a piece out when it broke. A little bit lighter now. I do the math, and we still have more than 10% of this Tesla trade on board. So it's still working out for us there. It's like 12%. So we'll wait to see if that works out. The TQs, good little dip buy opportunity there, but we didn't take advantage of it. We actually wound up getting out once it gets close to that 87. This is a monster trade for me here today. And that's that. We had lost only on Palantir today. Yep. And that was sad because that's to the upside. As Obi right now, that's an average in there on Intel, so I like that. We'll talk about that when we get back. But SMCI right now, 40.30. Adara at the desk. Crypto?
I want to address SMCI as well because I looked into this. There is a ton of social media interest in this stock. People like it to the upside. A lot of people saying that they've bought calls on this stock, and a lot of people specifically saying that 37.5 level apparently was of interest to them, and that's where they were seeing buying. So regardless, a lot of people talking about this in social media. It seems to be a hype-fueled push to the upside. And we know this stock has had a bit of a meme-like effect to it in the past, so that is the SMCI story. Let's talk about Coinbase, because they're reporting earnings tonight. You can check out this graphic on TTV Research on X. We just posted it. But yeah, Coinbase, really rocky story here when it comes to EPS and revenue. It has a tendency to have great quarters of profit and then a whole bunch of quarters where they lose a lot of money. So we are expecting your profit this quarter, $2.30 per share here for, $2.36 per share for earnings, revenue of $1.59 billion. So that is the deal here with Coin. Let's talk about the deal here with Bitcoin, which is still rejecting the 98,000. Over the last 2 days, we made lower highs. Bitcoin looking a little bit perilous at this current state on the daily chart. If it cannot nicely hold above that $98,000 level. Currently below 96, basically flat on the day here. Ethereum up a little bit here, trying to get to 26.5. XRP up about 1.5%. Great look for BNB. And then Doge and Cardano basically flat today. Back to you.
Okay. Things are happening in the crypto world. We're kind of still kind of chopping around that 100K mark. Eh? You think we're gonna get down to like 75s?
No.
Break the quarter? No, absolutely not. Oh my God.
Look at SMCI. No, we're not, dude. We're not. But yeah, I know you're trying to have a conversation, and I'll have one in a second here. I just want to make sure that everybody, like, we bought SMCI on that dip down. We're starting to get some out here into the 60s. I'm fine if it's social media hype. I like that, but I'm going to start to take a little bit more out here as we continue to get upside right now. Good trade there, $9 in the money on Tesla. Okay, Obi, what do you think about Bitcoin? I mean, here's the chart of Bitcoin. Look, I'm bullish in the Nasdaq. We sort of talked about that already. That this has been a pretty good earnings season. I do know that we missed on Google, we missed on Microsoft. Meta's now having 19 straight up days. Apple is getting back to those levels again near that 240 level. The Nasdaq is now a breath away from all-time highs, as is the S&P 500. Oil seems to be holding out fine. Earnings are there. SMCI is now 50 cents in the money. But here's the Bitcoin chart. So I'm just looking like, these are the levels you asked me about, like, can we get back into here? So this is not that long ago. I mean, to get back into 75,000 is where we were post, it started to go post-election, but pre-election, we are hovering, trying to develop a new area of price. So could we get back here if the market falls? Yes, I think we do. So to answer your question, is there a chance? Yes. Where would I put that chance? 20%. All right, I think there could be a correction in this market. There always seems to be. Every bull market does have a corrected period. We are now, right now, if you're just going to look at SPY, like if I just call up the SPY right now, we're all the way up here. You can correct pretty easily. We've seen moves back into the 200 period moving average. We don't have to even travel far for that. So for the spiders to come back to 560 is very, very possible. So if we're going to do that and then look at Bitcoin again, and go with this, you're going to see a pullback into the 200 period would give you that answer, Obi, right back into 75,000 again. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's possible? Yes, but I don't think it's likely. That's why I'm putting a 20% chance on that happening. I don't think the market falls back in that dramatically with Bitcoin being at 96,000. That would have to be, that 20%. So that's my opinion as Tesla goes $9, $10 now actually, in the money, taking out all-time highs, I wish. Day highs, I'm waiting at 357. NVIDIA is just $3 in the money as well. SMCI, we just took this trade, Obi.
Yes.
And it's 70 cents now, so that's going to be a good trade to the upside as well. As today will go perfect, sans Palantir. So I know you're in and out of Intel there. Yeah. Let's slow down and try to look for some other names. Deere? Did we know that Deere reported?
They did report, yeah.
Was it bad? No, this must be good. I wanted to buy, it's just, Deere was the reason why I remember 350 was because this was a level that Daniel Shea kept telling me about. And then when we dipped in here a year ago, I did not buy it. And then it was on the show. She's like, what about that Deere down there? I'm like, oh my, I missed it. Oh my dear. And then it just ripped up there as well. So Deere down today, but the conference call is now on for Deere. Caterpillar. That was the one that's currently at 350. Yes. This is a name. I think I talked to you about this. Or no, it's Fabian that was buying the S&P 500. I like that move. But Caterpillar right here. This is at the 200 period moving average when it ever loads. So this is something too. I think, are you still looking at Caterpillar, Sharif?
I took some off the top.
Yeah. So
I'm still holding them.
Okay, good. Yeah, I like this name. I'm going to try to get into a little bit here. I've never really been into too many industrials. I like Caterpillar. Of course, Caterpillar feeling some kind of ways because of China. So we'll have to watch out there for that play. All right, man. The Nasdaq's now 200 handles up. We continue to go higher on the Nasdaq. This looks like a good enough level for me. SMCI, Obi. $1 in 6 minutes. And we brought this story late. And I played the pullback. Man, we are, there's a story there. You said it's getting huge social media attention. They're up 5% right now. Volume kicking in right there for SMCI. So huge move happening. There it goes. SMCI off to the races, man. We're sitting in $15 in the money. Tesla right now is $11. Like, I'm not even sure what is going on. As Donald Trump says, here are the keys to the White House. Oh, yeah, and by the way, we're also delaying tariffs as well. So get those cars in from Mexico ASAP. Look at this thing. We're offering $357. Can you look at that? You know, we don't need to do. No. We'll just do the money storm right now. $11 here on this trade, and we had talked about this trade. This is not one where it's like, oh, we went to the bathroom, we came back, looky, we're $10 in the money. This is one that we liked it. We talked about this, and I hope that some of you are on board with this trade. Not only this trade, but our AMD trade was 111 long, and that out right there. These are each 20% out, so that was pretty good. NVIDIA's I'm getting a piece out of NVIDIA. It's a good thing we looked at that. 135.50, 350 in the money for NVIDIA. All right, Adara, it's 10:40. What's going on your side?
We're going to do Sector Watch, but Hood actually getting a nice little bounce here. Apparently, CEO Vlad Tenev saying that crypto is going to be the tailwind for the business, and he also said that prediction markets are the future of trading. So be aware here of Robinhood. Vlad Tenev apparently making some comments. Take a look at the sector board, which is pretty green here. We did have a nice little bounce in these markets. There's a little bit of chip chop in that first half hour. Lots of ups and downs here, ebbs and flows. Electronic technology looking great. I mean, we have a little bit of weakness here in Broadcom and GE, but Apple, Nvidia leading the way to the upside. AMD looking great here as well. We have Intel up about 7%. Micron looking good. So bit mixed, but generally pretty strong here for electronic technology. Consumer durables, a great look. But keep an eye on these names because when we get that reciprocal tariff announcement coming through at 1 p.m., they're definitely going to be a sector to be aware of. Commercial services pretty strong. Health technology pretty strong. Communications, health services, retail trade having some strength as well. Technology services, interestingly enough, Meta, Microsoft, Google, all super muted here. But some of these other names like Intuit, PanW, and Netflix looking pretty good. No real weakness, outside weakness to speak of, but utilities a little bit less green than some of these others.
Thank you, Adara. It's always important to look at e-signal because you want to chart. You want to make sure that you're back testing. You want to make sure that you've got everything labeled properly. We talked about some of the scanners. We talked about making sure that you have reliable data. Listen up, the first month is free. That's the most important thing about everything here. We're waiving the fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to this elite. Wow, the TQs is 200 handles. This thing is starting to go. Everything, infinite data, instant trading, over 50 plus brokers. Trade from your screen, trade from your chart. All the best traders on our show are using this right now. It's eSignal. Scan that QR code. Grab that free trial immediately for eSignal. Look, we talked about the hot list, some of those scanners that have hit. This is where we're getting some of these names from. I mean, Adara's running scanners to get the news. eSignal has a great news feed as well, connect to Dow Jones Wire, all of that as we go. But this day, again, and you know, we're here for the talk, we're here for the action. I hope we're here also for some of these ideas. That dip down into the 200 period early was huge, and there it goes now, man. We even talked about the Nasdaq and what potentially it wanted to do there today. We were getting lighter, thinking that maybe we faded off of that, but right here, right now, this is breaking out. So these are all-time highs, I guess, for the Nasdaq, unless this Qs is not treating me properly right here. Let me just call this. I want to call up a daily chart on this just to make sure. I just don't want to mess up my other chart. So this is Caterpillar, not near days, not near all-time highs. Qs right now. This is the Nasdaq. Yeah. So 540 would give it to us. Yeah, so those were the year highs that I was just repeating. We did get 540 back there on December 13th or so. So these are the all-time highs right there. 539.15 on the Qs. So that's what we're in right now, and we're getting pretty close to that as the Qs are at 534. So you're about less than 1% away now from brand new all-time highs here on the Nasdaq. So obviously we're cruising now with many of these longs. It might just be worth holding on. Tesla, like, does Tesla have 360 in its sights? We just swing trade this name. We bought 330s 2 days ago, and we sold some Palantir. Is Palantir out 20s yet? Palantir having a problem up here at all-time highs. Trop will drop it back 2%. I haven't been seeing the chat, unfortunately, to see what's going on up there. All right, Obi, I've been talking way too long, man. Let's go back over and see what you're up to.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to look at some of these tickers people are mentioning in the chat here. HIMS, once again, I think somebody was like, oh, pullback, but yeah, no real pullback here. We did pull back into and through that 55 mark, holding that 54 area, bit of a double bottom here on a shorter time frame in the 80s, 53.80s, and then we're picking right back up, going towards some fresh highs as of right now. High a day, 56.71, and you can see the ES and the Nasdaq both right here on the right side of my screen, both screaming to the upside. So we are getting that acceleration back up. So I do want to take a quick look at the spider and see. Yeah, okay. So this was the reference price. This is where the CPI came out yesterday. You can see a hard flush right there. That high is 605.70. So 605.70, what did we do with that 605.70 coming into the day today? We held VWAP, we broke pre-market, we consolidated 605.70s right there. The initial test gives us a little bit of a pullback, but buyers at VWAP come right back in, and we're screaming once again to the upside as of right now. 607.43s is the day high, and prior week, we know that Friday was an aggressive sell-off, and we saw some supply coming in right off of the open on Friday. 608.13s is that high. Again, currently trading at 607.5, so not that far away, Sean, off of that Friday high. And was that prior week high as well? Yeah, I think that was prior week high. Is this prior Friday? Yeah, okay. So we've been selling off aggressively almost every Friday, and it seems like as of right now, we're about to test prior Friday's highs where that strong selling came in, and it seems like we're just kind of magneting, just ripping right up. And I see that your longs are continuing to just work as the market continues to spit up. Yeah, that's wild. Are we going to see 140 today?
No.
Absolutely not. Come on.
Oh man, we're having too much fun. Oh man. I don't know. No. I mean, I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, the market doesn't have a 2% day in it. I mean, we didn't get the greatest number this morning. We had seen it sort of fade early and then back in. We got a hotter CPI and PPI number, but the market doesn't really seem to care again as we wait for those tariffs and we wait for everything to come through. I mean, NVIDIA up 4% today. Again, on our radar down there. We nailed it. We just taking some more out there. Futures just continue to work, as you know as well, Obi. We've been talking about it there. So that's just a huge move up for the TQQs. And then Tesla, like the belle of the ball, really. This will be my number. This will be, I don't know if this is the most we've made on Tesla this week or not, but it's now huge. And we now only have about 7 or 8% left of this Tesla. And just, if you're holding this now, great. I mean, we've done what we wanted to do, honestly. I don't know how much further it's going to go, but I'm going to now give this to the 50-period moving average. So no more outs now. Maybe when we come back, this thing will be at 360, maybe at 360. I mean, hopefully this name will be at 360 and just continue to go higher. So I'm pretty confident with putting a stop where the 50-period moving average is of 354. So I'm going to put that in right now. If it gets me out of everything there, then it gets me out of everything. Actually, maybe we'll just get out of 2/3 of it if it does break and hold something else. I don't want to hold it all the way back here. It's been such a great move that I'm not going to respect the 200 period, and I'm not really going to hold it back to VWAP. That's too much of a loss to give up on the upside, right? I mean, to lose $9 all the way, or $7 all the way back to VWAP, not exciting to me, and I'd feel horrible holding it all the way back. So we'll get it at 2/3 if we break 354, and then we'll see about holding that last third. Remember, that 2/3 is of what we have left. Like, we have about 5 or 6% left of this trade. And some good outs there on SMCI as it was battling itself up here. It couldn't break 41.50, so we take another out as it's starting to come back. And I'm actually going to take another out right now as well at 41. So we'll take another piece. And just getting lighter and lighter, only 13 minutes left before we go over to these guys, which today is options tape reading. So it is tape reading today. We talked about time and sales, watching that. They'll talk about it. Maybe a little bit of a mix and match there with level twos, time and sales. Very, very important. Talk about hiding different things on the time and sales, I'm sure, and sort of the velocity of how it moves. So, all right, 10:47, Obi.
Yeah, no, I think they've been giving some solid lessons as of late. I know that Sharif was talking about short squeezes over the past couple of days, and oh boy, have we seen some interesting short squeezes. And I know that we were looking at this AIFF ticker earlier on, and yeah, for the past couple of days, bit of a squeeze action happening even on the intraday here. Definitely a lot of players involved in this name, and yeah, holding a bit of that trend from the first day here and kind of stair-stepping to the upside. So it hasn't really seen any sort of a strong push to the upside and a flush, so no real capitulation, it would seem. It's just kind of just trekking slowly to the upside. And it seems the volume is also getting a little bit lower on this name. Current high in the pre-market, 1775, trading below that VWAP as of right now. But yeah, you can see that right here, kind of still holding a nice little trend here on AIFF. Let's see if we can kind of crack this trend. But yeah, no, definitely. I think we were talking about it with our guest in the pre-market today. Potential for a squeeze, right? Definitely a little bit of a potential for a squeeze. We saw that push coming in yesterday into the close. There, let's see what we have in store with AIFF on the day today. But yeah, I got this one on watch as well, kind of keeping on the side to see if it does anything out of the ordinary, anything too crazy as of right now. But yeah. A little involved in this Intel once again, taking a last stab at this one as it kind of consolidates, hovers above that VWAP as of right now. But yeah, a lot of these earnings names, man, kind of came in quite lackluster. Datadog still trading within its opening range. Robinhood still trading within its opening range. Trade Desk actually gave us the continuation to the downside here. So
never stops, bro.
TTD right here. So Trade Desk, look at that, absolutely wild. Flushing all the way from 122s, opening up in the 86s, and we get that continuation right off of the open down to a low of 82.28, getting a bit of a reversion up into VWAP as of right now. But yeah, Trade Desk also another good look there. I know a lot of people were trading Reddit, RDDT as well. So Reddit, a bit of a shake and bake happening on this ticker. We did get that continuation. We held that VWAP off of the open. We got a push to the upside here. But again, this ticker was sold off. Now we're reverting back down into VWAP. So we got to continue watching this one here. Let's see what Adara is up to.
Yeah.
We've talked about these lower highs here since that peak we made in mid-January. Right now, maybe even a flat bottom break here as we continue to kind of hold and test that 107.3 level. That's the level we've craned into today. Now, we had a lot of big economic data prints over the last few days. Yesterday, getting a stronger than expected January core CPI print. Today, here we get stronger than expected January PPI print. The core PPI month over month was exactly in line with expectations, but core PPI year over year, 3.6 versus 3.3 expected. PPI year over year, 3.5 versus 3.3 expected. So, yeah, all generally here pretty much stronger than expected. And the month over month print just slightly higher than expected as well on an on-core basis. So 0.4% versus 0.3% expected. Now, keep an eye on the US dollar as well, because we know what we have coming up here at 1 p.m. Donald Trump says it's going to be the big one when it comes to reciprocal tariff announcements. We know that he wanted to get this announcement done ahead of his meeting with Modi, the Prime Minister of India. So keep an eye there on any of these. The US dollar, keep an eye on the peso, keep an eye on the Canadian dollar, anything that might be impacted here by these reciprocal tariff announcements. Right now, CME FedWatch tool still have 97.5% of participants here expecting that we'll have no cut, with 2.5% of participants expecting that we might get a cut there at the next meeting. When it comes to May here, we have pretty intense odds that we're going to be getting no cut, still 85.5% versus 14.2% that actually thinks we're going to be getting one cut. and a very small percent thinking we might get 2 cuts in May. So either way here, the odds generally suggest we're not going to be getting a cut for a little while here, guys. But this tariff announcement is certainly going to be one to be aware of. Make sure you check that out at 1 p.m. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Dara.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Adara. Definitely exciting times there. I'll be back here for 1 p.m. and watching to see what happens. I mean, in case the numbers are different, right? I mean, we'll hear what percentages are going to be dropped and whatnot. And on that note, I do want to say thank you. First of all, I'm getting lighter, so on that note, we're getting lighter. But I do want to say welcome to a new member here, Options. Ooh. New member. And then a big thank you to Mad World here. Gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. And you also had that super chat about Tesla. So I hope that trade did work out well for you because, yeah, so far so good over here. We're getting ready to go to the gym. I'll have to check my way through. I assume that the streets may or may not have been plowed by now, but hopefully we'll be walking on the sidewalks and hopefully they will be plowed. They're probably not very good, but all right. So Mad World, if you're still in that on Tesla, congratulations at day's high. So there we go, man. We're still in this. It's now $11 in the money. We're getting lighter. We told you where our next offer would be. It's above 360. Let's see if we get it. We're going to stop out of a third of it if it breaks through 3. Now it's 355. I'm still at 354. We'll be getting lighter on the Qs as well. Very light now. Again, don't want to be here. We're leaving. We'll come back. We'll figure it out. Stop orders all at the 50-period moving average. So you break the 50-period moving average on any of these things, and we will be out. SMCI, we got weaker on it. I only have, again, less than 10% left of SMCI. It made that move. It's fine. As Adara said, there wasn't really like any true stories here with it other than hype. So that has died down a little bit there. So we'll trade it to the long side, but stops in. Our stops, again, 50-period moving average there for SMCI cannot turn out to be a loser. So, yeah, man, the only one that we had, we're down a cup of tea here on Big Bear AI because we had it, and then we did it, and we got stopped out right there, which turned out to be a bad stop, but now it's not bad. I think, again, I thought it could have got washed out there. Looks like maybe that was true. Looks like the volume picked up. That was a good washout. Now you're starting to go higher on Big Bear AI. So Rich Tech right now as well. We'll have a quick look as there's some people in the chat asking about it. So, yeah. All right, so there it is, $2-3. We already sort of build this out that it looks like it has to break that 3. I think it was like 330 or so. There's also a level there, so we'll be careful about Rich Tech. Again, I'd like it back at VWAP, but without much action, volume has its moments, so wait for volume spikes on RR. All right, Obi, only 4 minutes left. You'll join me again at 2 p.m. where we'll get going on that, and we'll talk more about probably tariff talk. Yeah. Look at GM, look at Ford, look at some of those names, aluminum, metal names, X, Nucor.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that pans out. Hopefully, he's there in and around that 1 o'clock mark, and we get some market action there. Yeah, he said today's going to be the big one. Yep. I have no idea what he means when he's saying that, but we know that again, some of these tariffs have already been kind of I guess declared. And I'm curious to know whether he's going to be announcing anything with chips, because I know he was talking about tariffs on chips. So if he says it's the big one, and it has anything to do with the market, I don't know if
maybe it's announcing crypto. I mean, a lot of people waiting for crypto.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious. I'm curious to know.
Maybe was asking that was the other day.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, no, I'm curious to know what it'll be, and there's definitely going to be opportunities of relative to that news when we are back. Into some balancing on.
Sounded so sinister.
Nice.
My God.
How was what do you call the champagne?
The which?
The champagne.
Good. That was good. Weren't you here?
Yeah, I was here. I think I wasn't here for when you guys popped.
Yeah, very good. There was some left over. Yeah, no, it was good, man. Thank you, Obi. Of course, Obi.
500,000.
Yeah, exactly.
A long time coming. Congratulations.
Long time. Yeah, and you're
absolutely wild.
Yeah, you're a big part of that, Obi. So we want to say thank you to that as well. Look, with only 3 minutes left. Thank you to Bears versus. Let me check on how many likes we got right there because we're trying to get 2K. So we're not there yet. Over 8,000. We're getting close. 1.6K right now. If you haven't done it, please go over there, hit the like, hit the subscribe. A couple good trades on board here right now, including TQ's 200 handles, SMCI, Nvidia, Tesla. They're all there. This guy's been trading Intel over there today. So hit the like button right now if you can, man. If you're watching, do it for us. And that would be absolutely fantastic, guys. We just hit 500,000 subscribers, 2 days ago. And we'll look to make some more magic happen. We can't control the markets.
On our way to million.
On our way to million.
Yeah.
Yeah, next stop.
Next stop a million. It only gets faster, it only gets better, it only gets bigger.
They say the next 500,000 is the easiest.
Yeah.
I don't know if they say that or not, but I will hopefully.
Like how they say the first million's the hardest. 10 million.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get to that
million's
level.
pretty hard, and then after that you kind of get going.
Right. Well, once you make 1 million, you might as well make 10.
Yeah.
You go
if you can, I think if you can make 1 into 10, then you've kind of shown your ability to flip game strong. And then after the 10, it would seem. I don't know. I was watching some interviews with the CEO of Interactive Brokers.
Right.
And that's kind of what he was saying. Lives only a block down from Trump. Yeah. Yeah.
Coincidental?
I don't know.
Probably not, but probably. I mean,
but his story is absolutely amazing. Like Interactive Broker's been around for a while, and kind of getting involved in the whole digitization of the markets as well. Kind of being one of the first players to do that.
Democratization as well. Maybe getting cheaper trading.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to put our stop order. We're now changing. I just want to...
Reddit coming back in.
Reddit coming back in.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, some names coming back in. That's what I wanted to talk about quickly. So just noticing Tesla. Again, we don't have many shares, but we are still on it. So less than 5%. We are going to get out now. Remember, we were watching the 50-period moving average. Our first... It's a good thing we looked at this. We only have 1 minute left, and then we're out of here. We're going to throw the big guys. But if we break that now, it's 355.50. So that's where I've changed it to. It was at 350. That $2 makes a difference. So make sure you're on that, man, and make sure you have the right calls there and able to take that at the right time. So if that breaks down, we're going to get out. We've been covering all of this. So we talked about our 50-period moving averages. If that's where your outs are, then great. Those are where mine are. Trade your own book. People asking about Rivian in the chat, so shout out. Again, I missed the name, but I don't know what's up with Rivian today, but I guess it's getting that little bit of a bump up there as we possibly hold on, and we'll wait to see what's happening with some of those tariffs as far as steel and whatnot, as the car manufacturers do get that bump to the upside there today, of course. I don't think Rivian's not, are they making in Mexico? No, I didn't think so. So right now, Georgia? Yeah, Georgia was the big plane that they got the funding for. So we'll wait to see what's going on with Rivian. But anyways, a nice move to the upside right there for RIVN. Do I like the stock? Yeah, no, not really because of EV, but I like the way it's looking right now. We talked about Ford, how that's down near lows. Rivian has a long way to go before it gets anywhere near where anyone's probably selling this stock. Yep. So I do like the base down there, honestly. I run that 1230 mark. So we'll see. It looks like it's basing out next move higher for Rivian, it looks like. So yeah, if you've been able to catch that, congratulations. Rivian looks pretty good. All right, Obi, wrap it up and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, no, it's been a solid morning session. Absolutely strong market. You guys saw some great trading here by Sean himself, getting long on a lot of these stickers. Even the market itself, as it ripped to the upside, we did get past that 2200 and the 6100 on the Nasdaq and the ES respectively. I'm curious to know what the tariffs have in store. We'll be back with you guys at 2 o'clock. Take it easy.
Ciao.
Boom, there it is. What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to How to Trade during the midday. That is